The magic of the valley, KTPI AM Mojave, a service of Clear Channel Radio, Antelope Valley.
Hey, what do you say we interrupt regular programming for the following special event? KTPI AM Mojave. This is Lancaster JetHawks baseball on Magic 1340 and Magic1340.com. This is the Lancaster JetHawks pregame show. Stay tuned for information on the upcoming game, an interview from the field, and news from the JetHawks and the California League. The JetHawks pregame is sponsored by Burns Pharmacy. For all your healthcare needs, it's Burns Pharmacy in downtown Lancaster.
Very pleasant good evening, everybody, from the epicenter in Rancho, Cucamonga. As tonight the JetHawks take on the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in Game 2 of the three-game series. Tonight, Garrett Mock goes to the mound for the JetHawks, 4-4 on the year, with an ERA of 4.09. And James Holcomb, who is 3-3, will take the mound tonight for the Quakes. Last night, the JetHawks won the opening game of the series 7-3 to improve their record overall on the year to 31-25. The JetHawks have won 8 of the 12 games, played head-to-head this year with Rancho Cucamonga, and the Lancaster has also won 8 of the last 10. For the Quakes, well, they continue to ride what has been a very rough road of late, as Rancho Cucamonga has now lost 9 in a row. In losing that game to the JetHawks, they were swept on an 8-game homestand, and then losing yesterday to the JetHawks here by the score of 7-3. For the JetHawks yesterday, Miguel Montero with a 3-hit day. He was 3 for 5, including a home run. For Miguel, he hit number 13 on the year. Jay Garthwaite also had 3 hits. Edgar Varela with a home run and 2 hits. And Matt Chico pitched very well. Went 6 2/3, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 6, and seemed very happy with his performance. Also, pitching coach Jeff Pico was quite satisfied with Chico's performance as well yesterday as he won his debut in a JetHawk uniform. Bill Edwards took the loss. He gave up 10 hits, 5 runs over 4 innings, and he lost in his Rancho Cucamonga Quake debut last night. So tonight for Bill Plummer, well, a lot of things happen. He gets the players back. He also will have a full roster for the first time in the last couple of days. When we come back, we'll have some pregame notes for you, tell you about some of the roster additions for the JetHawks, some injury situations that have cropped up, and we'll also hear from Pete Weber coming up during our next segment as well. So it's the Quakes and the JetHawks coming up in just a bit from here in the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. We're back with more after this on the Burns Pharmacy pregame show on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
For over half a century, Burns Pharmacy has served the Antelope Valley with so much more than the average pharmacy. Burns has a full line of home health care products, surgical dressings, canes, crutches, wheelchairs, scooters, and hospital beds. And Burns offers specialized services like custom compounded prescriptions and fittings for medical compression stockings. A knowledgeable, experienced staff awaits your health care questions 6 days a week at Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. A pharmacy you can trust. Burns Pharmacy. Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelWestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Stock Building Supply is the nation's largest supplier of building materials for the professional and is open to the public. So, whether you're a contractor looking for a one-stop supplier or a discerning homeowner that wants to purchase the very same products that the pros use, Stock Building Supplies got the solutions. Stock carries the very best in lumber, power tools, window and doors that add beauty and efficiency to your new home or remodel, along with thousands of other products to fill your every construction need. Stock has 15 locations conveniently located throughout Southern California. Visit the Palmdale location at 39531 North 15th Street East or call them at 661-267-2322. You can also learn all about Stock Building Supply by visiting their website at stocksupply.com. Give them a call, 661-267-2322. That's 661-267-2322.
Rancho, Cucamonga, the JetHawks, and the Quakes coming up here in just a few minutes from the epicenter. Well, we told you last night about a couple little injury situations that really have thought we're getting some players back here before too long, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Steve Garibrandt left today. He will see the doctor on Monday over in Phoenix, the team doctor. He will have that wrist examined, and there's a possibility that he may have to have surgery on the wrist. If he does, more than likely, we would lose Garibrandt for a long period of time, if not the rest of the year. Alex Frazier in the same situation. He will leave the team tomorrow. He'll go over and see the doctor again over in Phoenix. And it's really more than likely that Frazier will have to have surgery. He has a couple of tears in the wrist and thumb from when he rolled over on it a couple of weeks ago in the game up at the hangar. Plus, they also found a stress fracture in his hand as well. So it seems a lot more likely that Frazier will be gone, well, probably the rest of the year, especially he has to have surgery if they deem that necessary. The Phoenix team doctor will take a look at it. The Arizona team doctor, will take a look at the wrist the beginning of the week, and that determination will be made the first part of the week. So certainly we wish the best for Steve Garibrandt and Alex Frazier as they travel over to Phoenix to see the team doctor. Also, Chad Scarberry comes off of his 15-game suspension today. He is available. He'll be down in the bullpen. Not exactly sure where Scarberry's role will be if he'll go back in the starting rotation, which seems likely, but no word on when exactly he will pitch if he does go into the rotation as of yet. All we do know for sure right now is there has not been starting pitchers named for Tuesday and Wednesday night's games in Bakersfield. We do know that Matt Chico will go to the mound in the finale on Thursday night, but other than that, well, we're just not sure. Miguel Montero was named the organizational minor league player of the month for May. The Diamondbacks making that announcement yesterday. Montero led the entire farm system with a .392 batting average for the month. Had 47 hits, drove in 32 runs, and hit safely in 26 of the 30 games during the month. His 8 RBIs tied for second among Diamondback farmhands, and, of course, he had that 19-game hitting streak as well. After he had that broken, and he finished the month hitting in 6 straight. With 2 doubles and 5 home runs and 12 RBIs, currently he leads the minor leagues with 51 RBIs on the year. And also Montero has a lot of other incredible numbers that we'll chronicle as we go on through the evening. Montero, who signed as a non-drafted free agent back in April of 2001, and it's the first time that he had won a Player of the Month award in his professional career, so congratulations to Miguel Montero. Pete Weber, who joins us each week during the At the Yard segment of the JetHawks Clubhouse Show each Wednesday, had a chance to sit down and speak with Tony La Russa, the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was talking about his new book coming out. And let's let Pete pick up the story from there. Pete?
La Russa was taking advantage of a recent off day in the schedule to promote the book 3 Nights in August. As part of that tour, he was asked to comment on yet another book, one written by one of his former players, Jose Canseco's tell-all tale about steroid use in the majors.
Well, as long as you compete, you're going to be looking for an edge in whatever the enterprise. So baseball, for example, is a sport. People have looked for edges for years. That's why you spit on balls. That's why you court bats. In conditioning, there was all of a sudden we started trying to get smarter and stronger. There is a legal way to get stronger, and this is why I've defended the Oakland A's and Mark McGwire for years, because we did it legally. But looks like probably the strongest time was somewhere in the 90s to the early 2000s. And then they crossed the line. Stuff was being done with steroids is illegal, and it deserves to be zero tolerance. So what I'm telling you, where we are right now is the game is really taking charge. Players are really scared to death that they're doing the wrong thing, and I think we're about to kick it as long as we keep monitoring it. But it was really a problem. It's not nearly a problem now. There's no doubt in my mind that there were some power numbers that were inflated because of illegal use of performance-enhancing stuff. I've already been on record. I refuse to believe, because I saw myself for years and years ago, Mark McGwire work his tail off in the gym 5-6 days a week and get very smart about the protein shakes, dropping the fats in the fried foods. I think 1998, we've had some great, exciting pennant wins. As far as just for pure excitement, that home run chase, what a privilege to watch it on a daily basis for 162 games. I think McGuire's numbers are legitimate. And Sosa said he didn't do it either. So, but I know there was some usage there somewhere, and it's a really hairy issue.
Another difficult time for La Russa and his team came in June of 2002 when pitcher Darryl Kyle was found dead in his Chicago hotel room.
That was a situation that you couldn't go to anyone. I mean, that was one we were straining, the coaches and I, because there was no doubt the sadness. We didn't want to do the wrong thing. The guy's got a broken heart, and you're yelling about not running the ball out. I mean, that talk about insensitive. So we worked hard on that one, and it's one of the strongest chapters in the book is the Darryl Kyle chapter because it was so powerful, such a great tribute to a great teammate. And I know it seems like we made it up, but the truth is his own words about his dad. I happened to find in a column, and I used it, and there's no doubt in my mind. Darryl, after he had passed, had said something when he was alive that helped us deal with it.
Cardinals manager Tony La Russa. This weekend.
Thank you very much, Pete. As we'll come back and have a little bit more from the epicenter after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
For over half a century, Burns Pharmacy has served the Antelope Valley with so much more than the average pharmacy. Burns has a full line of home health care products, surgical dressings, canes, crutches, wheelchairs, scooters, and hospital beds. And Burns offers specialized services like custom compounded prescriptions and fittings for medical compression stockings. A knowledgeable, experienced staff awaits your health care questions 6 days a week at Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. A pharmacy you can trust. Burns Pharmacy.
Is a 1965 FJ45 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Toyota's reputation for building tough and dependable SUVs goes way back. In Jim McSorley's case, 40 years back.
200,000 miles, and I've used it in rock crawling championships and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and the thing still drives beautifully.
For 2005, that reputation continues in the stylish RAV4 and smooth-riding Highlander, powerful 4Runner, 8-passenger Sequoia, and luxurious Land Cruiser. Yes, all 05 Toyota SUVs come with that same legendary reputation.
You can beat the living crap out of them, and they just take it.
Own a Toyota SUV, and you'll have your own story to tell. Actual mileage case history. Your mileage may vary. Follow owner's manual for proper vehicle care and maintenance. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota durability at your Toyota dealer. Now that's moving you forward.
Hey fans, capture special moments both on and off the field with the new Sprint PCS Vision phone with a built-in camera. Right now you can save up to $150 instantly on select phone models, plus you'll get 2 months of Sprint PCS Vision service for free. Lancaster JetHawks fans, bring your ticket stub into any local Sprint store and save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service.
Limited time offer valid with a new line of service and 2-year agreement subject to credit activation, termination, other terms, conditions, or restrictions apply. See Sprint store for details.
Sprint PCS is the official wireless partner of the Lancaster JetHawks.
The Lancaster JetHawks are on the air. The single-A affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks and the defending South Division champion Lancaster JetHawks and their 10th anniversary salute are brought to you in part by Toyota and the Southern California Toyota dealers with a complete line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. By Best Western Hotels. When you hit the road, call 1-800-WESTERN and ask for the baseball rate and save on rooms in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. By Stock Building Supply in Palmdale, the world's largest supplier of building supplies to the professionals and the public. And by RE/MAX All-Pro. Nobody sells more homes in the Antelope Valley than RE/MAX All-Pro. This game is presented under broadcasting rights granted to Clear Channel Radio Antelope Valley by Minor League Baseball and the Lancaster JetHawks Professional Baseball Club, who also employ the announcer. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of Minor League Baseball and the Lancaster JetHawks is prohibited. Now, stay tuned for exciting Lancaster JetHawks baseball.
We are live from the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga as tonight the JetHawks take on the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The JetHawks winning here last night 7-3, and they'll take on the Quakes in Game 2 of the series here tonight. Dan Hubbard with you from the epicenter. Happy to have you along with us here tonight as the JetHawks take on the Quakes. And Garrett Mock will go to the mound tonight for the JetHawks, and he will go up against James Holcomb for the Quakes. We can go through and give you our starting lineups tonight. On the lineup cards that were given to our umpires, Jeremy Barb will work home plate tonight, and Shane Alexander will be out there on the bases. Our starting lineups brought to you by Denny's. For the JetHawks, they will line up this way here this evening. Eric Schindewolf will lead off. Schindewolf plays at second base. Danny Richar will hit second, and he will play shortstop. It'll be Miguel Montero, the organizational player of the month for the Diamondbacks. He'll hit third. He's the designated hitter tonight. Chris Carter will hit fourth. He'll play at first base. Jay Garthwaite hits fifth. He'll be in left. Jeff Cook will be the right fielder, and he will hit number 6. Edgar Varela will hit seventh, and he'll play at third base. Brian Rose does the catching. He'll hit 8th. And then Brandon Simon in center field will hit number 9 for the JetHawks. Schindewolf, Richar, Montero, Carter, Garthwaite, Cook, Valera, Rose, and Simon. For the Quakes tonight, losers of 9 in a row, they'll give the ball to James Holcomb and ask him to stop the losing streak. And for manager Ty Boykin, they'll line up this way. Hanley Stacia will lead off. He'll be at second base. Brandon Wood, the league leader in home runs with 17, will hit second. He'll play shortstop. Kendrys Morales moved back across the infield. He'll play at first base tonight. Matt Brown back in the lineup. He's over at third. He'll hit in the 4 spot. Matt Hawley will hit fifth. He goes back out to play the outfield again tonight. After playing first base last night, he'll be in left this evening. Bobby Wilson, in his familiar spot behind the plate, does the catching. Ben Johnson in right field again this evening. He will hit number 7. Balthazar Lopez will be the DH tonight against Garrett Mock. And Anderson Rosario had a couple of RBIs last night here. His first ones of the season with the Quakes, will hit number 9 and play in center field. Stacia, Wood, Morales, Brown, Hawley, Wilson, Johnson, Lopez, and Rosario, with James Holcomb on the mound tonight for the Quakes. Don't forget our starting lineup brought to you by Denny's. Check out the back of your ticket next time you come to a game at Clear Channel Stadium. Look for that special offer of a buy one Denny's Grand Slam, get one free at all participating Antelope Valley Denny's locations. Denny's, we're cooking now. James Holcomb going through his warm-up tosses. And before we get this game started, and coming up tomorrow, the final game of the series, it'll be John Castellanos on the mound tomorrow for the Lancaster JetHawks. And Castellanos will go up against Rich Thompson. We'll be here tomorrow. First pitch Sunday afternoon at 2:15. So ready to play. Eric Schindewolf will lead it off for the JetHawks here in the first inning. It'll be Schindewolf, followed by Danny Richar and Miguel Montero. For Schindewolf, 1 hit last night. He was 1 for 5 as Holcomb winds and comes home. First pitch to Eric is down low. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Schindewolf opens play tonight, hitting at 265 on the year. Next pitch to Eric, over for a strike that time. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Schindewolf, who's hit safely in 5 of the last 7. He's also walked 5 times in the last 7 games. And with a total of 49, he got nicked by that one. As that got a piece of Schindewolf on the arm, he'll head down to first base. Not walked on the at-bat, but rather hit by the pitch, so he'll head down to first. Now here is Danny Richar. Richar, with a couple of hits last night, one of 4 men in the lineup for the JetHawks who had multi-hit games. They had 13 hits overall. And for Danny, he comes up against James Holcomb here in the first inning. Danny 2 for 5 last night, had a double, struck out twice, and takes the first pitch inside after showing bunt. And it's a ball one ball with no strikes. Richar is now hit in 3 straight, but he has a total of 10 hits in the last 7 games. As Holcomb's going to go to first base. Holcomb 3-3. Tonight is his 11th start of the year, an ERA of about 4.5. He is unbeaten at home this year. He is 2-0. Tonight is his 6th start of the year at the Epicenter. The 1-0. Richar again shows bunt, takes the breaking pitch, and it'll cost him a strike, and it's 1-1. At home this year, he has a fine ERA of just a little over 2 at 2.12. On the road, his earned run average is 7.77. So there's obviously a very big difference. He's also 1-3 on the road. Ready again. Nope. Danny asked for timeout as Holcomb took a little bit too long for his liking. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For Holcomb, he faces the JetHawks for the 3rd time, but he has not seen them since April the 22nd. Went 4 2/3 in a no decision back here at the beginning of April. Okay, a game he pitched against Chris Kinsey as a pitch hit foul off the third base side, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Danny Richar. That game, of course, was a game that the Quakes would end up winning. Way back on the 5th game of the year, they won that game 9-3. Then he also faced the JetHawks again up in Lancaster on April the 22nd and beat them as the pitch is inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That win that he had at Clear Channel Stadium on the 22nd of April is the only game that he's won on the road this year. He's worked in a total of 51 2/3 innings and given up 26 earned runs during that time on 53 hits. So about a half a run an inning and a little over a hit an inning is what Holcomb usually gives up. Schindewolf over at first. And remember, the JetHawks don't run a lot. Not running. The pitch to Richar is a ground ball towards Stacia. It's off his glove out into right field. Schindewolf will stay at second base. Johnson overruns it momentarily, but nobody else moves up. So let's wait to see how they score. That ball hit by Richar, but the JetHawks have runners at first and second and nobody out. And that'll bring up Miguel Montero. We have praised and glorified Montero's numbers for several weeks. They're going to rule that an error on Stacia. And the Quakes, who did not have an error last night, as the pitch hits Montero and the bases are loaded. So Miguel heads down to first base, and not sure where he got hit by that. It was on the arm or the ribs. But he's kind of bent over at the waist while he stands down there at first base. And he's in a little discomfort down there as Alex Frazier standing there waiting for him to take the batting gloves off. Here comes the pitching coach, Eric Bennett, out to the mound to come out and talk to him as the JetHawks load the bases here in the first inning without the benefit of a hit. As Holcomb off to a bit of a rough start. Holcomb's coming off a loss in his last outing. Lost a game at Inland Empire and gave up 8 runs, 6 earned on 10 hits in 2 2/3 innings of work. So he wasn't around too long in his last start. In fact, he started twice in that home-and-home series against Inland Empire. And had a no decision back on the 25th. He went 7 innings and gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. So here's Carter with nobody out. The first pitch breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Schindewolf at third, Richar at second, and Miguel Montero over at first. Next pitch to Carter. Hit in the air toward right center. Should be deep enough to get a run in. I'm not sure they're going to catch up with it. It's not. It's going to fall. As coming over Rosario couldn't make the catch. Schindewolf scores. Richar will score. It's a 2-run double for Chris Carter. And the JetHawks lead 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Carter didn't hit it hard, but he just hit it right where they couldn't get to it in the right center field gap, just at the edge of the warning track below the scoreboard. As it'll bring up Jay Garthwaite, still with nobody out. So Carter picks up 2 RBIs, gives him a total of 46 on the year. Now here's Garthwaite. First pitch home to Jay. He is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Garthwaite's hit in 3 straight. He had 3 hits last night. Has 5 hits during this little 3-game hit streak that he has. As a pitch over for a strike again, and it's 0-2. In fact, he's hit safely in 6 of the last 7 games overall, after having a 3-game hit streak snapped on Tuesday in the second game of the series against High Desert. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball is high, 1-2. Holcomb's ERAs from month to month about the same. A little under 5 during April. Ground ball to Stacia. He'll field this one, hold Montero, and go to first for the first out. So Garthwaite grounds out, can't move the runner up. And that'll bring up Jeff Cook, still with 1 out. Cook hitting .303 with 8 home runs. He's driven in 40. And with a chance to pick up a couple here, Montero at third, Carter at second. The first pitch to Cook, little breaking ball, misses. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Cook is riding what now is a season-high hit streak for him. Had a 9-gamer earlier in the year and had a home run last night, which extended his current streak to 9. That is a season high. He takes the fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. With 10 RBIs in the last 10 games, not only does he have this current 10-game streak, but it comes right on the heels of the 9 the day after it was snapped. So he's hit it safely in 19 of the last 20. Ground ball along first. That's foul. Alex Frazier will flip it to a young man in the front row. And it's 1-2 on Cook. Jeff with a 2-run home run here last night. He also walked once in the game. The home run that he had last night was his 8th. As Holcomb bends at the waist, now set. Looks over Montero at third. Now the 1-2. Again, popped up. That'll make the seats, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So the JetHawks get back on the winning side of the ledger here last night, as they picked up a win in the first game of the series. And for the JetHawks, they are now 9-8 in series opening games this year. The 1-2 pitch inside, goes to the backstop. Here comes Montero to score. It's a wild pitch, and it's 3-0 Lancaster. So Holcomb's struggles in the first inning continue as Carter ended up over at third. Still only 1 out, and the Quakes will continue to play the infield up. In fact, in each of the last 3 series now the JetHawks have played, they have won the first game of the series with the win here last night. 2-2 on Cook. Here's the pitch. Outside, runs the count full, 3-2. So it's 3-2 on Jeff. Outfield virtually straight away. Playing rather shallow. The right fielder, I should say the left fielder, Pauly, is very shallow. The pitch to Cook inside, ball 4. So the first walk of the first inning for Holcomb. However, he's already hit 2. And now with runners at the corner, still only 1 out. And Edgar Varela will come up. as Bobby Wilson steps out in front of home plate and goes through some defensive signs for the Quakes. Varela, who also homered here last night. In fact, the JetHawks had 3 home runs in the game here yesterday evening. And Varela, who had a couple of hits, including that home run, his 3rd of the year. The first pitch to Edgar misses down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. For Varela, he's now hitting 7 straight, hitting just a little over 500 during this current hit streak, where he has 12 hits in his last 23 at-bats. The 1-0. Breaking ball in the corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. During this current hit streak, Varela, who had one last night, he's had 7 multi-hit games, or 5 multi-hit games in the last 7 games played. Has a ball hit foul, back off the facing of the press box and all the way back down below. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 and 2 the count on Varela. Still only 1 out here in the first inning. JetHawks have posted 3 with only 1 hit. Holcomb ready again. Looks back behind him at Cook. Wilson slides away, and the 1-2 is inside. Holcomb just having all kinds of control problems at the moment, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, the JetHawks, who also won a game against the Quakes, they're now won 8 of the 12 head-to-head. And the JetHawks now 25-19, 6 games over 500 against the South Division. The 2-2 lifted to short left. Coming over is the shortstop. That is Wood to make the catch. That's not deep enough to move anybody up. And it's the 2nd out of the inning. So with 2 outs, the number 8 hitter in the lineup, and the 8th man to hit in the inning is Brian Rose. So Carter at 3rd, Varela over at 1st. Actually make that Cook over at 1st. And with 2 outs, here's Rose. Holcomb, a little lollipop toss over to 1st just to try to keep Cook a little closer over there. Rose 1 for 2 last night. Walked, was also hit by a pitch. And takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1. So Bryant hitting .239 at the start of play. A couple of home runs, and he's driven in 12 this year. And tonight is his 28th game which he has appeared in this year. And Derek Bruce not in the lineup. That means Bruce has now appeared in the fewest games of anybody of the position players on the roster. As the 1-0 pitch outside. It's ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Holcomb's 2-0 pitch. Fastball, strike, and it's 2-1. For Rose, when he's asked to drive in a run with 2 outs this year, has 2 hits and 6 at-bats, hitting .333. And the same for when he's asked to do it with 2 outs in those quote-unquote pressure situations in which the coaching staff and even the Diamondback staff overall look for that production. There goes Cook. The pitch is popped up into short right. Up on the ball comes Johnson. He's there. We'll put it away, and the inning is over. But the JetHawks score 3 times on 1 hit. There was an error, a walk, a couple of hit batters, and the JetHawks leave 2 as well. We're done with an inning here in the epicenter. We'll go to the bottom of the first as Garrett Mock stick to a 3-run lead before he even throws a pitch tonight. The Quakes will come up to take their first look at Mock as we continue on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
I'm Jim Sorley, and this is a 1965 FJ45 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Toyota's reputation for building tough and dependable SUVs goes way back. In Jim McSorley's case, 40 years back.
200,000 miles, and I've used it in rock crawling championships and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and the thing still drives beautifully.
For 2005, that reputation continues. It was stylish stylish RAV4, and smooth-riding Highlander, powerful 4Runner, 8-passenger Sequoia, and luxurious Land Cruiser. Yes, all 05 Toyota SUVs come with that same legendary reputation.
You could beat the living crap out of them, and they just take it.
Own a Toyota SUV, and you'll have your own story to tell. Actual mileage case history. Your mileage may vary. Follow owner's manual for proper vehicle care and maintenance. We make it easy, easy on you. Toyota durability at your Toyota dealer. Now that's moving you forward.
Great news, JetHawks fans! First City Credit Union is open to everyone in the Antelope Valley. Enjoy free checking, great loan and deposit rates, and friendly credit union service. And for a limited time, on approval of credit, you'll get $100 when First City refinances your car loan of $8,000 or more from any other lender. Call 877-673-6868 or visit their Lancaster branch on West Avenue K at the Target Center. First City Credit Union, Antelope Valley's Credit Union. 877-673-6868. Deposits federally insured.
Half inning in the book, no score in the game here tonight as we go to the, or I should say the JetHawks up 3-0. Wow, where am I at? Did I just like sleep through the top of the first inning tonight? JetHawks leading 3-0, and Garrett Mock goes to the mound. For Mock, making the start here tonight, Garrett 4-4 on the year. He is 3-2 in his last 5 decisions, going back to the beginning of May as he goes to the mound for the first time here in the month of June. And this is his 12th appearance overall, an ERA of 4.09. For Mock, he's only won once on the road, may have had one of his best outings on a no decision on the road. That was the game he started up in Modesto back on April the 28th and struck out a season-high 10. As Jaime Stacia will lead it off and take the fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Mock's 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Mock, who has gone at least 6 and 7 innings now in 3 of his last 4 starts. Ground ball off Varela, rebounds to Richar, and it'll be an error. So the JetHawks, who hadn't committed an error in 4 of the last 5 games, commit one here in the first inning tonight. So here is Brandon Wood. Wood with 17 home runs, driven in 46. The 17 home runs still leads the league. As Mock ready and will watch the runner go. The first pitch swung on and missed. The throw, not in time. Pretty good throw by Rose, but Stacia got a hand in just before the tag. So Stacia steals his 3rd base of the year. Pitch at the plate was swung on and missed, so it's 0-1 on Wood. Wood with 17 home runs. Billy Butler of High Desert with 15. And then Latimer Ballantine 3rd. That ball gets away from Rose, and there goes Stacia to 3rd. It's a wild pitch charged to Mock. One ball and 1 strike. Up by 3 runs, the JetHawks will play the infield back. Here's the 1-1. Low. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Time called as home plate umpire Jeremy Barb wants to put a new ball into play. So 1-1 the count on Brandon Wood. Next pitch to Brandon. Breaking ball. That's over for a strike. And it's 2-2. For Mock, on the road this year, he has a low ERA, but has only won 1 time. He's 1-3 when he pitches away from Clear Channel Stadium. Off-speed breaking pitch, swung on and missed by Brandon Wood. That's the first out of the first inning. And that'll bring up Kendrys Morales. Morales, who was 2 for 4 last night, singled a couple of times, and with 1 out here in the first inning, comes up with a man at third base. In his last start, Mock faced the Quakes and beat them. He went 8 innings, allowed a run on 6 hits. He has also lost to Rancho Cucamonga here and lost to them once at home as well. As Morales lines one into right field, base hit. The run is in. It's JetHawks 3, Quakes 1 here in the first inning. So Morales picks up the run as the error is cashed in by the Quakes. And that'll bring up Matt Brown. Brown hitting .306, 6 home runs on the year. Drew the caller when hitless here last night. He was 0 for 4. That error the JetHawks committed was the 72nd of the year. As the first pitch to Brown over for a strike, and it's 0-1. And it cost him a run. So 3-1 JetHawks, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Morales over at first base. Next pitch to Brown is down low, and it's 1-1. When Mock lost to the Quakes here back on the 22nd of April, he only lasted 5 innings. 5 runs, 4 earned on 6 hits. He did strike out 7 in the game, but still took the loss. As a breaking ball, that is over for a strike, and it's 1-2. When he lost to them at home, or I should say when he lost to them here, I should say, he also went 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, and 3 of those earned. As the pitch is rolled foul, stays at 1-2. The fact that game that Mock lost to the Quakes at home is his only home defeat this year, where he's 3-1. But he has an ERA of almost a half a run less on the road than he does at home, and his ERA on the road is 3.93. They swing around a little bit toward right field against Brown. Mock ready, the 1-2. Breaking ball misses low from the third-round pick of a year ago. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mock, of course, out of the University of Houston, the former Cougar. The third-round pick behind Stephen Drew and John Zarang. And the 2-2 pitch to Brown. That's in the dirt again. And now the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morales has not stolen a base this year, and down by 2 runs early on. It's doubtful he'll be running, but we'll keep an eye on him anyway. So Brown back up there. Mock sets again. Going to go to first base just to see if Morales might tip his hand a little bit. Just a nice little easy toss over to first base, and back to the bag is Kendry. Morales met with the media again today before the game. And they tell us that was their last chance. There goes the runner. The pitch hit in the air toward right. Coming up is Cook. You have to play it on a bounce. And Morales is going to keep going to third. The throw is late. There's runners at the corners for Rancho. An error and 2 singles. And Rancho Cucamonga have the tying runs on base. And bring up the left fielder, Matt Pauley. Pauley hitting .253 on the year. Did not have a hit here last night. Pauley hitting better than that by about 20 points against JetHawks pitching this year. As the pitch is down low, ball 1. 1 ball with no strikes. So Morales at third, Brown over at first, the tying runs on base. And Mock bluffs to third, looks over to first, and nothing happening. Like we've talked about in the past, it's the first and third innings that have been the biggest bugaboo for Mock. in the first inning of his starts this year, and tonight being his 12th start, he has given up a total of 10 earned runs and has an earned run average of over 8 in the first inning of his starts combined. It's slightly more than that in the third inning of his starts, as he's just a little over 10. If he can get through the first couple of innings, after that, it's pretty smooth sailing. As the pitch is down low, ball 2 balls and no strikes. Throughout the year, he and Jeff Pico have worked on different approaches to make him a little bit more acclimated to pitching in the first inning as Pauly singles to right. Brown will stop at second. Morales comes home, and it's 3-2. That's 3 straight hits for the Quakes here in the first inning. Now here comes Jeff Pico out to the mound. Of course, the important thing, not only for Mock but also for Rose, is to keep calling all of the pitches. Don't let Mock get settled on one pitch now in the early going. Otherwise, the Quakes will sit on that one pitch. You have to keep throwing all the pitches in the arsenal. That way they don't sit on the one. Remember, JetHawks fans, tonight's game brought to you in part by Lake Elsinore Golf and Ranch Club. They want to take you out to a ball game this year. Stop by and visit the Antelope Valley's newest recreational resort and 18-hole championship golf course. They'll give you 2 free rounds of golf, lunch, a 3-day getaway, and a gift card. And if you mention this ad that you heard on the JetHawks games, they'll throw in 2 JetHawks tickets for you also. It's Lake Elizabeth Golf and Ranch Club, just 30 minutes away from Clear Channel Stadium in Lancaster. Give them a call at 888-724-1116 or check out their website at legrc.com. Well, here's Bobby Wilson with runners at the corners and 1 out. Check out runners at first and second and 1 out. As Wilson hits a ball on the ground, Schindewolf smothers, gets to his feet, throws to Carter for the second out, but both runners move up 90 feet. Schindewolf was shaded up the middle as the ball hit back toward the first base line as he had to come back and was able to go down to a knee and corral it and then make the play back over to first base. So the JetHawks sent 8 men to the plate in the first inning. Here's the 7th man to hit for Rancho in the bottom of the first, and that's Ben Johnson. First pitch to Johnson. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Johnson went hitless last night. In fact, the Quakes only had 6 hits, and the 6 hits came from a total of 4 different men in the lineup. As the pitch is down low again, 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Chico held them on 1 hit over 5 innings of work last night until they got to Chico with a couple of infield hits and a walk in the 6th. And eventually Chico had to come out. As the 1-1 pitch misses inside, it's 2-1. Stacia had 1 last night. Morales had 2. Balcom, who's not in the lineup tonight, had 1. And Rosario had 2. Here's the 2-1. Hit in the air foul off the third base side. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ben Johnson. So Johnson takes a moment, now ready and climbs back in. Brown down the line from third. Pauly at second with a walking lead, and Mock still not ready and backs off. So Garrett being very deliberate here, as he's really slowed things down here momentarily. Now the 2-2 pitch is hit toward left. Garthwaite going back. Jay's there. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. Quakes get 2 of the 3 runs back, however, on a total of 3 hits. There was 1 JetHawk error, and Rancho also leaves a couple of men on base. We're done with an inning. We'll go to the second. JetHawks 3, Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Hello, Best Western.
Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelWestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
Coors Light wants to know, what do you want to know? Today's question comes from Josh.
Yeah, Coors Light is always talking about cold, but what's the difference if the beer's going to end up at the store at room temperature anyway?
Josh, the cold hard fact is there is a difference, because only Coors Light stays cold from brewing to shipping. And when beer starts out that cold, it ends up refreshing.
That's cold whack for shizzle.
Cold whack for shizzle. Indeed, Josh. Drink Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you hear about brand spanking used cars, you're hearing about the pre-owned vehicles that look, drive, and feel brand spanking new. From Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, every one of their Chrysler certified used cars goes through a grueling 125-point inspection. So you save a bundle on a nearly new factory certified Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep and drive away confident you've got the cream of the crop from the only dealership still selling cars in the Antelope Valley for over 60 years. Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep in the Lancaster Auto Mall.
Well, we'll move along to the second inning here tonight. 3-2 JetHawks after one. And here in the top of the second inning, it'll be Brandon Simon to lead off. Then back at the top of the order, Eric Schindewolf and Danny Richar. So Simon to lead off against James Holcomb, and the first pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Holcomb, in making the start here tonight for the Quakes, it's his sixth start that he's made at home this year. As the pitch is up high to Simon, 1-2 strikes on Brandon. He has been tough at home. In fact, at home this year, he's holding the opponents to just a .212 batting average as Simon waves at a pitch and strikes out. And there's one out here in the second inning. Back to the top of the order, Eric Schindewolf. Schindewolf hit by a pitch in the first inning, eventually worked his way around to score. Came home on Chris Carter's two-run double in the first inning. And the first pitch to Eric is up high, ball one. 1-1, no strikes. Schindewolf, with one hit last night, now has hit safely in 21 of the last 23 games. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1 strike. Holcomb, who was an 8th-round draft pick back in 2002 of the Angels, breaking ball outside to Schindewolf, 2 balls and a strike. Was born in San Jose. The family moved to Reno. And Holcomb, who went to the University of Reno, misses again outside, ball 3, 3-1. And in fact, he still makes his home there. 6'4", 210-pound right-hander. The 3-1. He is on the corner, and it's now 3-2 on Schindewolf. Didn't play last year, did Holcomb. He was injured and didn't pitch at all. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Schindewolf chases a pitch up in the zone, strikes out. That's 2 strikeouts now for James Holcomb. And 2 outs here in the inning. Now here again is Danny Richar. Danny hit a hard ball to the second baseman, Stacia, in the first inning. It was ruled as an error, and rightfully so. And the pitch home to Danny misses outside, and it's 1-0. Lancaster, 6 games over 500 overall on the year, still leading the division by a half a game. Lake Elsinore won last night. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Elsinore beat Inland Empire 10-2, and it snapped the 66ers' 8-game winning streak. Ball hit along the left field line. Pauly comes over near the line, makes the catch, and the inning is over. And the JetHawks go out in order, 1, 2, 3 here in the second. We're done with an inning and a half. We'll go bottom two. It's the JetHawks 3, the Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
California Dairy Distributors bring you Altadena Dairy products. The best in the valley, delivered fresh to your neighborhood stores. Look for the finest premium brand ice cream products, novelties, and milk. Pure, wholesome, and good. Guaranteed by farmers to be RBST free. Check with your neighborhood store. If they're not carrying Altadena products, call the California Dairy Distributors at 1-800-600-3164 for the location nearest you. Doesn't a tall glass of ice-cold milk sound good? California Dairy Distributors, proud sponsor of the Lancaster JetHawks.
Capture special moments both on and off the field with a new Sprint PCS Vision phone with a built-in camera. Right now you can save up to $150 instantly on select phone models, plus you'll get 2 months of Sprint PCS Vision service for free. Lancaster JetHawks fans, bring your ticket stub into any local Sprint store and save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service.
Limited time offer valid with a new line of service and 2-year agreement subject to credit activation, termination, other terms, conditions, or restrictions apply. See Sprint store for details.
Sprint PCS is the official wireless partner of the Lancaster JetHawks.
Life is short. Don't let the dream of owning a Harley-Davidson motorcycle pass you by. Right now, you can own an 883 Sportster for just $149 a month with no money down. Or get on a Buell Blast for only $99 a month and no money down on approved credit. Get over to Harley-Davidson of Lancaster today and make it happen. You could be riding the Harley you've been dreaming about for as little as $149 a month. And best of all, the Sportster gets about 48 miles to the gallon. It's time to get the new Harley you want from Harley-Davidson of Lancaster, Avenue J12 and 25th West.
Mock ready to go back to work here in the second inning. Baltazar Lopez will lead it off, followed by Anderson Rosario, then back to the top of the order, and Heidley Stacia due up. For Lopez, did not play in the game here last night, comes up hitting 200, no home runs, and 12 RBIs on the year. Lopez, the designated hitter tonight for Rancho, and was their regular first baseman until Kendrys Morales showed up, as he would play first base probably 3 out of every 4 days. And then Matt Pauley would come in and play it as the first pitch hit foul off the third base side, and it's 0-1. Well, for Mock, just as the first and third innings are difficult for him in all of his starts this year, he's pretty much breezed through the second inning as the fastball inside, ball 2. Well, check that, ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the second inning of all of his starts combined, he has allowed just 2 earned runs with a 1.64 ERA as the pitch is high. Ball 2, 2-1. Mock ready again, comes home with a 2-1 pitch, hit foul again off of the third base side, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. In 36 innings this year, pitching on the road, Mock has allowed 43, now make it 46 hits with the 3 given up tonight. The 2-2 pitch rolled foul, count stays at 2-2. In fact, batters are hitting .289 against him on the road. And he's allowed just as many earned runs on the road as he has at home. One thing he hasn't done, he hasn't given up as many home runs when he pitches away from Clear Channel Stadium as he has when he does throw at home. He's given up 8 on the year and only 3 of them on the road. 2-2 pitch missed down low. Now the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch to Lopez, sliced along the left field line. Garthwaite coming over, makes the catch. Garthwaite able to make the play for the first out. Now here's Anderson Rosario. Diamondbacks, who got rained out yesterday, playing a doubleheader today in Philadelphia. They lost the first game 10-6. Padilla over Vasquez. Bark and Counsell with home runs. Tomei hit his 3rd in the first game, and Abreu hit 2. And the first pitch to Rosario misses outside, ball 1. Abreu now with 14. The nightcap, they're playing in the top of the 8th inning, and Philadelphia leading 4-3. As the pitch to Rosario again hit foul, and it's 1-1. Alex Cintron and Luis Gonzalez with home runs in game 2 of the doubleheader, the 1-1 pitch. Broken bat, looper toward Richar for the out. So Rosario had the bat snap in half. The ball ends up in the glove of Richar for the second out. And now here is back to the top of the order, and Heinle Statia. Dodgers run away at home tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Crew leading that one 1-0 as they play, and they are going to the fourth inning now. Here's Statia. Reached on an error and scored a run in the first inning. Hits the first pitch foul, and it's 0-1. Angels played a great game today. I don't know if you got a chance to see it. They came back and beat Boston 13-6. They scored 11 runs in the last 3 innings. The 0-1 pitch hit on the ground toward the second baseman, Schindewolf. Waits for Carter to get to the bag, and in the second inning tonight, Garrett Mock has set the side down in order. They're out 1-2-3. We're done with 2 from the epicenter. JetHawks 3, Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Once there was a book that told everyone where to find everything. The SBC Yellow Pages. Everyone but one sports fan who used a different book.
Shady McShaderson's Sports Memorabilia Barn. Ooh, that sounds all right.
But when he went there...
Wow, it's a real barn, huh?
Watch where you step. Remember, sports fans, with more ads and up-to-date listings, no other book is more complete than the SBC Yellow Pages, life's most used book. And visit us online at smartpages.com.
Stock Building Supply is the nation's largest supplier of building materials for the professional and is open to the public. So, whether you're a contractor looking for a one-stop supplier or a discerning homeowner that wants to purchase the very same products that the pros use, Stock Building Supplies got the solutions. Stock carries the very best in lumber, power tools, window and doors that add beauty and efficiency to your new home or remodel, along with thousands of other products to fill your every construction need. Stock has 15 locations conveniently located throughout Southern California. Visit the Palmdale location at 39531 North 15th Street East or call them at 661-267-2322. You can also learn all about Stock Building Supply by visiting their website at stocksupply.com. Give them a call, 661-267-2322. That's 661-267-2322.
Through 2 innings tonight, the JetHawks 3 runs on just 1 hit. They've committed an error. The Quakes 2 runs on 3 hits, and they have also committed 1 error tonight. As we go to the third, Miguel Montero will lead it off. Montero, yesterday named as the organizational player of the month for the month of May. First time he's won a Player of the Month award in his professional career. And what a month he had. Holcomb ready, comes home, the first pitch to Montero. Over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Montero, who led all of the Diamondbacks farmhands, he hit .392 in the month. Had a total of 47 hits. He drove in 32 runs in the month and takes the next pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Had a slugging percentage of over .650 and hit safely in 26 of the 30 games. Swung on and missed. Wilson will have to record the out at first base, which he does, and that's 1 out. That's 3 strikeouts now in the game for James Holcomb. So there's 1 out. Now here's Chris Carter. Carter with a 2-run double in the first inning tonight. Chris, who went 0 for 5 last night, had a little 3-game hitting streak snap, but gets right back on the hitting side tonight with a double in the first inning. Takes the first pitch over for a strike. Next pitch to Carter. Look out. That's in on the hands from Holcomb. Backs him off the plate a little bit, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For Carter, with the 2 RBIs tonight already, gives him that's his 10th multi-RBI game this year. As a pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Holcomb ready again, working quickly. The 1-2 pitch is pulled along the line, foul into the JetHawks bullpen area, down along the right field side, and it counts stays at 1-2. Finals in the National League. Colorado beat Cincinnati 7-5 right over Harang. Former JetHawk Brian Fuentes with the save, his fourth. Brandon Aurelia with home runs today for the Reds. 1-2 pitch up high, 2-2. The Mets beat San Francisco today at Shea Stadium. Glavine over Lowry. Alou and Cameron with home runs. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Carter. Breaking ball misses outside. The count now full, 3-2. St. Louis got past Houston, 11-9. Marquez over Rodriguez. Isringhausen with the save. Marquez not only won, but he hit a home run. Pitch to Carter, swung on and missed. So Carter strikes out, second out of the inning. And it'll bring up Jay Garthwaite. Sanders, Marquez, and Pujols with home runs today for the Cardinals. Innsberg and Berkman had home runs for the Astros. Atlanta got a run in the top of the ninth inning and beat the Pirates today in Pittsburgh 1-0. First pitch to Garthwaite, breaking ball misses. Foster over Mike Gonzalez in that game. Rietsma with the save, no home runs. And Washington beat Florida 7-3. Kim over Leiter. Encarnacion with a home run today for the Marlins. The 1-0 pitch to Garthwaite misses inside. And it's 2 balls in, no strikes. 2-0 misses low, ball 3, 3-0. We told you about the Dodger game. We told you about the Diamondbacks in the second game of the doubleheader. They're both losing. The Cubs are down in San Diego. Chicago got a run in the top of the fourth. They lead the Padres 2-1. 3-0 pitch to Garthwaite. Sounded like he cracked the bat, hit a fly ball to left. Hawley comes up, makes the catch, and the inning is over. For the second inning in a row, the JetHawks go out 1-2-3. We'll go bottom 3 here from Rancho Cucamonga. JetHawks 3, Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
When you hear about brand spanking used cars, you're hearing about the pre-owned vehicles that look, drive, and feel brand spanking new. From Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, every one of their Chrysler certified used cars goes through a grueling 125-point inspection. So you save a bundle on a nearly new factory certified Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep and drive away confident you've got the cream of the crop from the only dealership still selling cars in the Antelope Valley for over 60 years. Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep in the Lancaster Auto Mall.
Walnuts, hazelnuts, pecans, pine nuts, dried cranberries, blueberries, strawberries, and so much more. The Whole Wheatery has baking needs including over 40 different flours. And if you're not in the mood to bake, let the Whole Wheatery do the scratch baking for you. We do cakes, pies, tarts, sweetbreads, quiches, and about anything you can think of. And we do it from scratch with wholesome ingredients. Call or stop by the Whole Wheatery now. The Whole Wheatery on 10th Street West, south of Avenue J in Lancaster.
Supercuts wants to know, are you one of the new males?
You talking to me?
Have you joined the rising tide of men piercing various body parts and spending hours perfecting your recipe for panna cotta?
Penny what?
How's your wine collection? Have you recently enjoyed a face peel or eyebrow tinting?
Will they peel your face? What?
Are you ready to be a new male?
I just want to look good.
Then head over to Supercuts for a low-key, affordable haircut. And we'll even brush the hair off your neck gratis, which is French for free.
Oh, that's great.
Supercuts. We know how it is.
Then we'll go to the bottom of the third. JetHawks up 3-2. All the runs scored for both sides coming in the first inning tonight. And here in the bottom of the third inning is Garrett Mock ready to go back to work. He will face Brandon Wood, Kendrys Morales, and Matt Brown in that order. Waiting for Trimmer to get done. A little skit with the umpires. He goes over and kicks dirt all over the plate. As Trimmer makes his way off the field. And here is Brandon Wood to lead it off. Wood, a strikeout victim, his first time up tonight. Brandon, who normally hits the JetHawks pretty well, ended up going hitless in the game last night. He's 0 for 5 now in the series and takes the first pitch outside. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Wood, I say he hits the JetHawks pretty good. How about to a tune of 380? As the pitch is hit along the right field side, that'll go out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We told you that the Cubs, still hitting in the top of the 4th, now have another run, leading the Padres 3-1. Nefi Perez and Aramis Ramirez with home runs in that game for the Cubs. Comes the 1-1 pitch on the way to Brandon Wood. That's driven to center. Simon comes up, makes the catch. Ball hung up just long enough for Brandon to get there, but Wood hit it very hard. So there's 1 out. Now here's Kendrys Morales. Single, scored a run back in the 1st inning. Morales, who of course is from Cuba. We've chronicled his story, how he was defected to the Dominicans, signed by the Angels, and made his debut with the Quakes a couple of weeks ago here in a game against Visalia. First pitch swung on and missed. Well, in that game, the first game that he played, he hit a home run. And as they do in Cuba, that ball lifted along the right field side. Cook coming over, but it's going to be out of play and well foul. And it's 0 balls and 2 strikes. In Cuba, it's considered well within the batter's right to stand and watch a home run. Well, Morales didn't know that that is not the accepted norm here in this country. And when he homered in that game against Visalia, he did stand and watch. It swung on and missed. However, the Visalia coaching staff and the pitcher noticed, and the next time up, Morales got one in the back and learned the American custom fairly quickly that you don't stand and watch home runs. And it's just all part of the learning process. Here's Matt Brown now with 2 outs. Brown's single was left on base in the 1st inning. As Morales goes down on strikes. As first pitch to Brown over, and it's 0-1. But Morales, who's really learning to play baseball the American way, is still very young and really just getting his feet under him. Remember, he's coming to a new country, the 3rd country he's called home probably in the last 6 months or so. As the next pitch to Brown is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Learning about American customs, learning about American food, and learning about the way the game's played over here in the States, and it's a pretty big learning curve. As a pitch outside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. The people here in Rancho Cucamonga, though, have said nothing but positive things about Kendrys. And finally, they had to say, okay, no more interviews after today. Ball driven toward left. Cook coming up and over toward the line, makes the catch. And that's now 8 in a row set down by Garrett Mock as the Quakes go out in order. 1, 2, 3 for the 2nd inning in a row. We'll go to the 4th. We're done with 3 from the epicenter. Here in Rancho Cucamonga, the JetHawks 3, the Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
By now, you know the F-150 is the best truck ever. It's tough, it's strong, and it's beautiful. And you'll find them at Keep & Sons Ford. And if you like massive firepower, get behind the wheel of a real beast, the F-250, 350, or 450. Who's your daddy now? Hey, you want to move the world? Check out their fairest of them all, the Ford Power Stroke Diesel. We're offering this massive Ford firepower at small caliber prices all this month at Keep & Sons Ford.
Hot weather is just around the corner, so save money on your cooling costs this year by installing energy-efficient windows available at Weston Builder Supply. Weston even has a contractor referral service so you can get your job done right. And at Weston Builder Supply, no job is too big or too small. They're on Avenue L12 just off 10th Street West in Lancaster. And for your convenience, they're now open every Saturday from 7 a.m. till noon. So go Weston, young man.
When you hear the call of the open road and you're ready to buy a motor home, friend, let me tell you, there's a name you need to know. Greg's Home. Unmatched value and quality comes to you from our factory. Our customers say the safest home on the road. Greg's Home Industry. And remember, no matter what the other guys say, Factory Direct is for you.
tonight. The JetHawks up 3-2 as both pitchers had kind of a rocky first inning, but they both seem to settle down now and taking control. Jeff Cook will lead it off for the JetHawks as we go to the fourth. Cook, Varela, and Rose do up. The first pitch to Jeff swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. For Holcomb, he has struck out 4 in the last 2 innings. After that rocky first, as the pitch to Cook misses inside, and it's 1-1 strike. So Jeff walked in the first inning, was left out on the bases. Next pitch to Jeff, rolled up along first. Morales will carry it to the bag himself. That's the first out. So 1 out. JetHawks left 2 in the first inning. They left 9 on base last night, including 2 in each of the 4 innings, the first 4 innings in the game. So here's Edgar Varela. Varela popped up his first time up. He's 0-1. First pitch home to Edgar, misses outside. 1 ball with no strikes. Varela, who's driven in 5 runs in the last 4 games, now has a total of 15 on the year. And pops the ball up. Coming over Wilson to have a look. Not sure he sees it. Now he picks it up, but it's well out of play. Lands about 3 rows deep behind the JetHawk dugout on the first base side, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Games are still going on in the American League up in the Bay Area. Oakland leading Toronto 4-2 as they play in the 8th inning. Wells and Rios with home runs for Toronto. Eric Burns hit his 5th tonight for the Oakland A's. The 1-1 pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Seattle got a home run from Raul Ibanez tonight. They lead the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 2-1. 2-1 pitch here, swung on and missed. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everything else on the American League side of the ledger is final. We told you they got the Angel game. The Angels winning 13-6. The 2-2 pitch inside runs the count full, 3-2. Texas beat up on Kansas City 14-9. Park over Lima. Barajas, Soriano, Nix, Young all with home runs for Texas. And Brown with a home run today for Kansas City as a pitch hit foul back into the screen. Chicago wins again. They beat Cleveland 6-5. Garland wins his 9th game of the year. John is now 9-2. Dustin Hermanson, the former Quake, with 13 saves. Ground ball to second. Stacia has it. Flips over to Morales. That's 2 outs. So with 2 down, here's Brian Rose. Baltimore scored 5 times in the 9th inning, beat Detroit 14-7. Reed over Walker. Palmara, Mora, and Tejada with home runs today for Baltimore. White with a home run, his 6th for Detroit. Bryant takes the first pitch inside, ball 1 ball and no strikes. And the Yankees got a run in the 10th, beat Minnesota 4-3. Pitch to a Rose, hit foul up along third, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Nathan, who has been so good in relief for the Twins, lost. He's 1-2. Gordon picked up the win, his first of the year for Flash. He's 1-3. Mariano Rivera with his 13th save. Here's the 1-1. Up high. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Jock Jones had the only home run in that game for Minnesota. He hit his 6th. 2-1 pitch. Bryant hits the ball slowly past the mound. Wood has it on 3 or 4 hops. Fires it across the throw over Bryant. And the JetHawks go in order again. That's 10 in a row set down by James Holcomb since giving up the 2 runs in the first inning. JetHawks go out 1, 2, 3. We'll go bottom 4. JetHawks still leading by a run. 3-2 Lancaster on the JetHawks Radio Network.
Do you suffer from back pain, herniated disc, or spinal stenosis? Have you been diagnosed with bulging disc, degenerative disc, or sciatica? A new FDA-approved non-surgical medical treatment is now available at AV Spinal Care. This medically supervised treatment provides a highly effective non-surgical treatment for many back problems, even if you've already had back surgery. This treatment is so successful that AV Spinal Care has patients driving in from all over Southern California. For free information, call AV Spinal Care, 661-948-8004. That's 948-8004.
Dodger fans, let Lake Elizabeth Ranch Club take you out to the ballgame just for visiting LA's newest full-family recreational resort and 18-hole championship golf course. You'll get 2 free rounds of golf, lunch, 3-day getaway, and gift card. And if you mention this ad, they'll throw in 2 Dodger tickets. Come to Lake Elizabeth Golf and Ranch Club to preview the new RV resort with cabins, only 30 minutes away. Toll-free, 888-724-1116. That's 888-724-1116.
A day of rest and relaxation and good food. Kick back Sunday morning with someone special. Get the family together. Mom and Dad, how about your grandparents? Or very special friends for Sunday brunch at the Essex House. The tradition is back. Reintroducing the elegant Sunday brunch. Served from 10:30 till 2:30. Reservations are recommended. The tradition is back at the Essex House in Lancaster. This Sunday, relax, kick back, and join us for Sunday brunch at the Essex House.
Bottom 4, 2 JetHawks. Ken Hubbard with you from the epicenter here tonight. JetHawks baseball brought to you in part by the SBC Yellow Pages. With more ads and more up-to-date listings, you're just one click away from finding exactly what you're looking for. The SBC Yellow Pages, life's most used book. Matt Paul to lead it off for the Quakes as we go bottom 4. Garrett Mock ready to go back to work.
Is the pressure of credit card debt hurting your family, your ability to sleep, or focus at work? Get ready for a toll-free number. With one call to Debt Relief of America, you can find out how to eliminate up to 75% of your credit card debt, both for principal and interest. Stephanie from Denver writes, I was buried in debt with no clue how to get out. The staff at DRA is caring and understanding. They worked with my creditors to cut my debt in half. Debt Relief of America negotiates with your creditors to wipe out the debt so you can move forward with your life with more cash in your pocket, less stress, and without the stigma of bankruptcy. Call now for a risk-free debt consultation. There is absolutely no cost or obligation. Best of all, Debt Relief of America does all the work for you. Call for your free consultation now. 800-499-4351. That's 800-499-4351. The call is free, the consultation is free, and you can be debt-free. Call 800-499-4351 today. 800-499-4351.
Ew, it stinks in here.
Passing gas. Is there a right time and a wrong time to do it?
Come on, huh? I'm trying to eat.
When indoors in the company of others, passing gas is not only taboo, it can be deadly.
I'm gagging.
Passing gas releases a plume of toxic vapors like ammonia and hydrogen cyanide.
Oh, you're killing us over here.
Every year, hundreds of infants exposed to passed gas die.
What? I cracked a window?
And just opening a window isn't enough. These deadly fumes can linger in the room for hours after odors have dissipated.
Daddy, you promised you'd smoke outside.
You're right, Pumpkin. Excuse me.
If you smoke, take it outside. Don't pass gas. A message from the American Legacy Foundation and the Ad Council. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
JetHawks still leading 3-2 on the Lancaster JetHawks radio network.
You know, everyone deserves a second chance. That's why we keep asking you to recycle your beverage containers. Yeah, it's not always convenient, and it's real easy to make up excuses. But the next time you reach for a bottle that's recyclable, just ask yourself, how will it end up in the recycling bin? With a plastic bottle, I'm thinking right now, jump shot. Please recycle your beverage containers because it's not trash. Sponsored by the City of Lancaster and funded by a grant from the California Department of Conservation.
For more than 84 years, McMahon's Furniture Stores have been serving the West. At McMahon's, you'll find a store full of famous name brands: Lazy Boy, Berkline, Simmons, Serta, RCA, Toshiba, Sharp, Pioneer, and JVC, Frigidaire, and Maytag, all at guaranteed low prices. Even your satisfaction is guaranteed. Like it or return it within 30 days. Important reasons to make McMahon's your first stop for home furnishings. McMahon's Furniture Store, 10th Street West at Avenue K4 in Lancaster.
When the sushi's got to be fresh, it's got to be Big Tuna. Steamed, fluffy rice wrapped in broiled salmon, crisp cucumbers, tasty scallops, and the freshest calamari, eel, and shrimp you can find. If your taste buds are salivating at the thought of scrumptious sushi, tantalizing tempura, or that wasabi kick, then you need to dive in to the Big Tuna all-you-can-eat sushi bar. That's right, all-you-can-eat sushi for lunch and dinner. The Big Tuna, 10th Street West, just off Avenue P in Palmdale. Call 273-9966.
Well, we're still up by a run here. JetHawks leading 3-2 as we go to the fifth. And here in the fifth inning, Brandon Simon will lead it off for the JetHawks and back at the top of the order. So it's Simon, Schindewolf, and Richar due up for the JetHawks. Well, the other Boros client who has staged the long holdout without signing a contract, Jared Weaver, not officially assigned to Rancho, but he is here. As the ball is hit just off the glove of the third baseman Brown, and Simon will reach. Just the second hit of the game for the JetHawks. And Simon, leadoff man aboard over at first, leadoff here in the fifth. Back at the top of the order, Eric Schindewolf, who struck out and was hit by a pitch, 0 for 1. Weaver, who participated in a conference call with the media today from Boros' offices, as pitches down low, ball one ball with no strikes. Said he just wants to forget about the last 11 months, the holdout, and concentrate on pitching once again. That all that is behind us now, and he's looking forward and ahead to pitching in the Angels organization. Going to go to first base, Simon back to the bag. Weaver also added that he was never really involved with the negotiations, and he didn't read what was being said, and he wanted to stay just away from all of that stuff and concentrate on what he was doing, what he needed to do. Schindewolf shows bunt, takes the pitch low, ball 2 balls and no strikes. That press conference is the first time he spoke with reporters since agreeing to the contract terms with the Angels last Monday. Weaver is here in Rancho Cucamonga. He's throwing bullpen sessions with minor league roving pitching instructor for the Angels, Mike Butcher, and will determine where he will go from there. And it's still not even for sure that he's going to stay here in Rancho Cucamonga or not. Remember, he had not pitched in a game with the Camden River Sharks, the same team that Stephen Drew had played with. Again, the 2-0 pitch inside again, ball 3. Schindewolf trying to move the runner along, and Holcomb's not obliging by throwing a strike that Schindewolf can put down on it with a bunt. So the count runs to 3-0. Weaver says he definitely missed it. And the ironic part between the two is they both have older brothers playing for the Dodgers. Pitch inside, ball 4. That's the 50th walk of the year for Schindewolf. That leads all of minor league baseball. So a single, a walk, 2 on, and nobody out. And once again, the pitching coach Eric Bennett heads out to the mound to come out and talk with Holcomb. He's allowed only 2 hits and really kind of breezed along through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings, retiring 10 in a row until Simon's leadoff single here in the 5th. As now the home plate umpire, Jeremy Barb, kind of goes out and speeds things along a little bit. So here is Richar. 2 on, nobody out. A lot of speed on the bases for the JetHawks right now. Simon at second, Schendewolf at first, and Richar at the plate. Danny reached on an error and flew out. 0 for 2 in the game, and the first pitch to Danny. He shows bunt, gets it down. Good bunt. Brown up to get it, has 1 play to first base, and the sacrifice works. 5-4. So both runners move up. Simon to third, Schendewolf to second, and Montero and Carter with chances to pick him up. So here's Montero, who's been held fairly quiet so far tonight, was hit by a pitch and struck out. Montero, as we mentioned last time he was up, was named the organization Minor League Player of the Month for May, and the first pitch is hit foul, and it's 0-1. Montero, who has 80 hits on the year, that's tied for the most in all of minor league baseball. His 51 RBIs is also tied for the most in all of the minors. Has the 2nd highest batting average amongst all the catchers in minor league baseball. Started play tonight hitting .357. The pitch hit foul again off the third base side. And it's 0-2. The only catcher that has a higher batting average than Montero is Eliezer Alfonso for San Jose at .364. He has 135 total bases, which is 4th most in minor league baseball, and it's the highest number for any left-hander in all of the minors. As the pitch is high, 1-2. And for Montero, with 3 hits last night, has now reached base by either hit or by walk in 30 straight games and 51 of the 56 played this year. That pitch is inside and hit him. So the bases are loaded. Second time tonight the JetHawks have loaded the bases. Second hit batter of the night for Holcomb. And now here is Chris Carter. In fact, that's the 2nd time they've hit Montero. So here is Carter. Simon's at third, Schendewolf at second, Montero at first. And Carter, who doubled with the bases loaded his first time up, rolls the ball foul. And it's 0-1. Coming into the game tonight, Chris was 2 for 8 with the bases loaded. Now he would be 3 for 9. That's a .333 average, hitting with the bases full this year. Breaking ball stays high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carter does have a grand slam this year. And with 2 RBIs in the first inning, has 9 RBIs with the bases loaded this year. Fastball again misses high and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. The JetHawks with 2 grand slam home runs. One by Carter, the other by Garrett, and are hitting .265 as a team with the bases full. Here's the 2-1. Inside again, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Quakes bullpen is busy, a right-hander throwing down there in the pen. That is Aaron McKenzie down in the pen, getting loose for Rancho. Going to have to come in with a pretty good pitch to Carter. And it's on the corner. Ran it away from Chris. Carter was looking for something inner half that he could pull and didn't get it. And he laid off, and the pitch was on the corner. Now it's 3-2. Holcomb ready again. The 3-2 pitch to Carter, hit foul back into the screen. Again, he tried to go away from Chris, and Carter able to hit it foul. So 3-2 again on Carter. The bases loaded for the JetHawks here in the fifth. And the 3-2 is hit to right field. Going back on the ball is Johnson. Turns, makes the catch at the edge of the track. Simon can walk home from third as quick as he is, and it's 4-2. So Carter with the scoring fly ball picks up his third RBI of the night. And Chris just out in front of that pitch. And really didn't get real good wood on it. But he picks up the run as Simon scores. And there's 2 outs and 2 on. And now here is Jake Garthwaite. Garthwaite got a good cut of the ball last time up. It cracked the bat and flew out to left. And the first pitch here to Jay, a little slider, misses away. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Jay 0 for 2 tonight. Is grounded out and is flown out. Mike Hampton went back on the DL today with tightness in his left forearm. Pitch misses inside. Ball 2. It's 5 days after he lasted only 4 innings in a first start back off the DL with the same problem. So he goes back on the DL today. 2-0 pitch to Garthwaite. That's hit foul off the first base side. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Sean Chacon also went on the disabled list today for the Colorado Rockies. The move that was made retroactive to yesterday with a strained left hamstring that he hurt running the bases back on May 26th, the game he pitched in Chicago. Clint Hurdle said the hamstring injury to Chacon wasn't getting any better. And Young Kim will take Chacon's spot in the rotation, at least over the next couple of weeks. Pitch misses outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 the count on Garthwaite. 2 men on for the JetHawks with 2 outs and a run home here in the inning. And the 3-1. It's inside. Ball 4. The bases are loaded once again. So the second time this inning and third time in the game, the JetHawks have loaded the bases, and with Jeff Cook due up, he will not face Holcomb. Here comes Ty Boykin, the manager for the Quakes. He's already made the indication he wants to go to the bullpen. So a new pitcher will come in for Rancho. Holcomb will leave. Kevin giving up 4 runs in the game so far, but he's still responsible for the 3 men out there on the bases. Right-hander coming in from the pen. We'll take a timeout. We'll tell you about it when we come back after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
American Medical Response is a proud sponsor of JetHawks baseball. Each year, they strive to show their support in this great community through several different projects. Their service vision of patient-focused, customer-centered, and caregiver-inspired clearly states their intent to be the leader in ambulance transportation. Thanks to the hundreds of AMR employees who day in and day out help maintain the safety of all citizens in the Antelope Valley. American Medical Response, Antelope Valley's ambulance company.
Hello, Best Western.
Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
If you're looking for a way to treat frequent heartburn, why not ask your doctor for his opinion? Then maybe go get a second opinion, even a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, and eighth. We're willing to bet you'll hear Prilosec OTC quite a bit. Because now doctors and pharmacists are recommending Prilosec OTC more than any other OTC acid reducer. 1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days for treating frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief based on shared recommendations.
pitcher for the Quakes is the right-hander Aaron McKenzie is who I meant. McKenzie, no record, in his 19th appearance of the year, an ERA of 7.88. He has given up a total of 21 earned runs in 24 innings on 34 hits. And Jeff Cook will be the first man that he faces with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 5th. Cook walks, grounded out, 0 for 1 officially. McKenzie ready, the first pitch to Cook, fastball in the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. For Cook, hitting .286 with the bases loaded. And started play tonight hitting .303 overall. Pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Wilson. Nice job to keep it in front of him. Boy, Schindewolf hot-footing it down the line early. And Wilson able to keep the ball in front of him, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For McKenzie, tonight is his 4th appearance against the JetHawks. Again, no record, and a 3.18 earned run average. McKenzie wants a new baseball. Aaron, who's originally born in Australia, now from Weiser, Idaho, signed as a free agent last year after the June draft. Ready, comes home with a 1-1 pitch to Cook. Misses down low. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Outfield playing pretty much straight away here against Jeff. Cook homered here last night, had a 2-run home run. As McKenzie sets at the belt, now the 2-1 pitch. Ha is outside, snap throw to third, Schindewolf back to the bag. And the count now goes to 3 balls and a strike. For McKenzie, in 24 innings this year, he's walked 22 and only struck out 17. Well, he's a pitch away from walking over a run. Here's the 3-1 to Cook. Hit foul. So the count now full, which means everybody out there on the bases is going to get a running start. Schindewolf back to third. Montero back to second. Garthwaite over at first. As Cook waits at the plate. Jeff now climbs back in. Holcomb, the big right-hander, again comes set. And the runners go 3-2. The pitch is grounded, and it's handled there by Stacia. Able to regain his balance and still throws out Cook, and the inning is over. JetHawks going to run and leave the bases loaded here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's now the JetHawks 4, the Quakes 2 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
The best value, just around the corner. Penny Saver.
The Penny Saver, California's best read publication, knows that traffic is always an issue in Southern California, and that's hard on you and your car. And if it's time for a new or pre-owned car, there's no better place to buy or sell than Penny Saver's Car Mart section. And now you can search online at pennysaverusa.com for one of the greatest selections of quality pre-owned cars from local dealers. Look in the Penny Saver for great local values on auto services, featuring everything from insurance to oil changes, tires to smog checks, and tune-ups to transmissions. It's all in the Penny Saver. The Penny Saver, where the best values are just around the corner, and pennysaverusa.com, where the best values are just a click away.
The best value are just around the corner. Penny Saver.
Check Penny Saver's Car Mart section today.
All right, everybody knows that safety belts save lives. Blah, blah, blah. We've been hearing that for years. I'm just letting you know that your safety belt can save you a whole lot of hassle, too. Because from coast to coast, cops are cracking down. They've got this enforcement effort. Click it or ticket. Pretty simple. You buckle up or you get a ticket. Consider this a friendly warning, because guess what? Cops won't be giving warnings. Remember, click it or ticket. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
JetHawks baseball brought to you in part by Best Western Hotels, where they make it easy for you to catch all the JetHawks action this season. Said any Best Western in California, Hawaii, or Nevada, you'll earn a free limited edition bobblehead and save up to 25% on your room. From now until June 15th, you have a few more days. When you sign up for the Best Western baseball rate and stay at a participating Best Western hotel, you'll receive a Frankie Rodriguez bobblehead in his Quakes uniform. Other dolls still coming up next month. Former Dodger Adrian Beltre, Barry Zito, and Keith Folk as well. Remember to log on for more information at travelbestwestern.com for details and to book your room. 4-2 JetHawks, bottom 5. And Garrett Mock will face the top of the order. Finally, Stacia, Brandon Wood, and Kendrys Morales. As the first pitch home from Mock. Bunted up along third. Garrett down to get it. Sets, throws, and not in time. Carter saying, I had my foot on the bag, but it didn't matter. Stacia beat the throw. Mock, I don't say he stumbled, but it looked like he had to kind of replant and then wound up and probably throw his fastest pitch of the night over to first base. And the replay here in the stadium, Stacia just beat it. So Stacia with a leadoff hit here in the fifth. And for the Quakes, that's hit number 5. The JetHawks have been held to just 2 hits tonight. Actually, that's hit number 6, I should say. As the first pitch to Brandon Webb misses outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So Stacia over at first. He's stolen 2 out of 3 so far this year. Pitch home to Wood. Swung on and missed. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The count on Brandon Wood. Mock going to go to first base, and back to the bag is Stacia. As he's back in there with a hand. Former San Francisco Giants second baseman was hired today by the Cleveland Indians. He'll be their interim base coach, or a bench coach, I should say. As again, they go to first base and Stacia back to the bag. Of course, Buddy Bell, who held that position, was hired on Tuesday as the new manager in Kansas City. So they bring in Robbie Thompson on an interim basis. Again, they go back to first base and Stacia back to the bag. Thompson, who's now 43, played 11 years with the Giants, hit .257 and hit 119 home runs in his big league career. As pitch to Woods, swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2. The 2-time National League All-Star retired in 1997. He was in spring training with the Indians, but then hung it up when it was apparent he wasn't going to make the club. In fact, the last 2 years, he served as special assistant to Cleveland general manager Mark Shapiro. As the pitch to Wood is hit foul again back in the screen. It's now 1-2. He joined the Indians as their first base coach in 2002. And he also has coached the infielders for the club. As Wood hits the ball in the air to center. Playable for Simon. Brandon's got to come up a few steps. Makes the catch, and that's the first down here in the bottom of the fifth. Wood is 0 for 3 and 0 for 7 in the series. So there's one out. Here's Kendrys Morales. Singled, struck out, 1 for 2. One for 2 tonight, so Morales is 3 for 19 against Lancaster pitching since coming to the Cal League. Hitting a .157 against the JetHawks, and the first pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mock goes to first base, a little easy toss over to first. That thing was just a rainbow over to first base, and Stacia was laying in the dirt before Carter even caught the ball. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mock has not had his best stuff. Certainly has not had the kind of stuff he's had over the last 4 or 5 starts or so. But it's the good pitchers who can go out and win when they don't have their best stuff. As the pitch swung on and missed, Morales chased the pitch in the dirt. And it's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes on Kendrys Morales. There goes the runner. The pitch is hit on the ground, up the middle, base hit to center. Rosario keeps going. Now they're going to hold him at third. Boykin was going to wave him in for a minute, then held him. Morales has his second hit of the game. Runners at the corners. The tying runs are on base for the Quakes, and it brings up Matt Brown with 1 out. Brown singled and flew out, 1 for 2. Brian Rose steps out in front of the home plate area, giving some defensive signs to the JetHawks infield. And now here is Brown. Came in hitting .306 with 6 home runs and 33 RBIs on the year. The first pitch to Metz, over for a strike. They've gone to the 6th inning now in Lake Elsinore. Inland Empire just scored 4 times in the top of the 5th inning. That game is a 5-5 tie in the 6th. Eric Monzon with his 4th home run of the year. Fernando Valenzuela Jr. hit his 5th tonight for the Storm. Ball looped into short right and falls. Cook up to get it. Morales goes to third safely, and it's 4-3. Sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you hit them, just hit them where they ain't. Tying run at third base for Rancho and only 1 out. Now here is Matt Pauley. Stockton leading Bakersfield 4-3. That game going on up at Banner Island Ballpark in Stockton. High Desert scored 8 times in the bottom of the 2nd inning. In fact, they've scored in every inning so far tonight up at Maverick Stadium against the Modesto Nuts. Pauley drives one to center. Simon going back will make the catch, but it's deep enough to where Morales will tag and jog home, and it's a 4-4 tie. So the scoring fly ball by Matt Pauley ties the game. And with 2 outs, a runner at first base for Rancho. And now here is Bobby Wilson. In that game up at Maverick Stadium, the Mavericks got a run in the first, 8 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and lead 14-3 as they play in the 5th inning. As again, Mock goes to first base. Kime, Kehui, Lebansky, and Powell all with home runs tonight for the Mavs. Time called as Bobby Wilson steps out for a minute. Wilson 0 for 2, grounded out and flew out. As Mock ready and comes home. And the pitch hit foul back into the screen. It's 0-1. Visalia hosting San Jose tonight. That's a 7-7 tie as they play in the 5th inning. Up at Recreational Park. Pitch to Wilson, swung on and missed. And now it's 0-2. The JetHawks, who started play tonight, a half a game ahead of Lake Elsinore again. Both teams winning last night. 4 games ahead of the Mavericks and Inland Empire, and 9 ahead of the Quakes. They go to first base, and again hopping back on the bag, Matt Brown. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on and hit foul at home plate. So it stays 0-2 on Bobby Wilson. There's still, not counting tonight, 14 games left in the first half. San Jose with 37 wins already. Here, 37 at 19 at the beginning of play tonight. Again, they go to first base, and Brown back to the bag. They're leading Modesto by 6.5. Stockton by 8.5. Bakersfield by 11, and Visalia by 16.5. As the ball's hit just over the head of Richar into left field. Brown will keep going to third. Garthwaite's throw is in time. Nice throw by Garthwaite right on the bag, and Edgar Varela, all he had to do was catch the ball, and Brown slid into it. But it's another hit in the inning for the Quakes. They scored twice on a total of 4 hits. Leave one on base and get even in the game, more importantly. We're done with 5. JetHawks 4, the Quakes 4 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Hey fans, capture special moments both on and off the field with the new Sprint PCS Vision phone with a built-in camera. Right now you can save up to $150 instantly on select phone models, plus you'll get 2 months of Sprint PCS Vision service for free. Lancaster JetHawks fans, bring your ticket stub into any local Sprint store and save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service.
Limited time offer valid with a new line of service and 2-year agreement subject to credit activation, termination, other terms, conditions, or restrictions apply. See Sprint store for details.
Sprint PCS is the official wireless partner of the Lancaster JetHawks.
Nobody sells more homes in Antelope Valley than RE/MAX All-Pro. When you're ready to sell your home, don't settle for anything less than the best. RE/MAX All-Pro. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. RE/MAX All-Pro with offices both in Lancaster and Palmdale. For more information on the Valley's top-selling team, visit their website at www.remaxallpro.com.
I wish I could be rewarded for buying new carpet. You can, with beautiful carpet from the Home Depot. Right now, receive a free $250 Home Depot gift card by manufacturer mail-in rebate on installed carpet purchases of $2,500 or more. You can have new carpet installed without lifting a finger. Only at the Home Depot. You can do it, we can help. Offer valid through 4605 at U.S. Home Depot stores only. Cannot be combined with any other offer. License numbers available at your local store or homedepot.com. See store for details.
Well, through 5 innings, we're dead even now. JetHawks 4 runs on 2 hits, and they've had 1 error. The Quakes 4 runs on 9 hits off of Garrett Mock tonight. They also have 1 error, and we'll go to the 6th in a 4-4 tie. Edgar Varela, Brian Rose, and Brandon Simon do up. As down in the Quakes bullpen, down in the left field corner, David Austin gets up and starts to play catch. Nothing going on down in the JetHawks pen at all. First pitch to Varela, it's a rifled foul down along the left field corner, and it's 0-1. Talking with Jeff Pico tonight, he's got 7 pitchers available to him in the bullpen tonight. Jesus Silva, they'd like to get him 1 inning, if at all possible tonight, because he had such a short start in his last outing. And if he is the one who would start on Tuesday, and they're not committing themselves to that, it would be 7 days between starts. As the breaking pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. So because of that, they'd like to get Jesus an inning tonight, but that remains to be seen. The 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Because there's 7 pitchers available who need work, they didn't even dress Chad Scarberry tonight, although he's back on the active roster, having completed that 15-game suspension as the pitch swung on and missed by Varela, and he is out on strikes for the first down here in the top of the 6th. So here's Brian Rose. Rosie 0 for 2. He comes up here to face McKenzie with 1 out in the top of the 6th. McKenzie will work out of the stretch and comes home, and 55-foot breaking pitch goes to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Sam Smith, it was officially announced that he goes to the bullpen, and Sam seems to be okay with that. Another breaking ball misses again, ball 2, 2-0. Sam was actually in pretty good spirits before the game tonight, having been taken out of the rotation to make room in the rotation for Matt Chico, who picked up his first win as a JetHawk here last night. The 2-0 pitch. Rose taking again, takes it inside, ball 3-0. But still no hard decisions yet. They're waiting to see what the Diamondbacks management and minor league pitching coordinator Dennis Llewellyn wanted to do with the rotation now. The 3-0 pitch is up high, ball 4. Rose walks on 4 pitches. So as it stands right now, on Tuesday in Bakersfield, and the same for Wednesday, officially the starters are listed as a right-hander to be named later. In the first 2 games of the series against the Blaze, and then Matt Chico will pitch the final game of that series against Thomas Diamond, one of the top prospects in the Texas Rangers organization. As a pitch to Brandon Simon up there now. Pitches outside. That's 5 straight balls thrown by Aaron McKenzie. So Bobby Wilson going to carry the ball back out to the mound. Simon with a single his last time up. Got one up the third base line that Matt Brown got a glove on and slowed down. Couldn't control it, and Simon beat it out, but he probably saved extra bases. And Simon ended up scoring a run in the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Brandon shows bunt and rolls it foul up along third, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So a ball and a strike on Brandon Simon. Rose back to first. And Simon climbs back in. JetHawks baseball brought to you in part tonight by Food for Less. Every time you stop in, you'll find the best selection at the best prices. It's why Food for Less really is the low price leader every day. They go back to first base, and Rose back to the bag. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin continued to throw in the Quakes bullpen. Simon not bunting, takes the pitch inside, ball 2. Nobody was throwing in the bullpen for the JetHawks last inning, even though the Quakes have 4 runs on 9 hits off of Garrett Mock. As a ground ball toward the right side. They go to second. There's one. The return throw, double play. Simon unable to get the bunt down, then hits into the double play. The Quakes are out of the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk and nobody left. We'll go bottom 6. JetHawks 4, Quakes 4 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Dr. Mike Tyre with Orthodontist Office in Lancaster and Tehachapi invites you to go out and see the Lancaster JetHawks play ball this summer. Dr. Tyre, a University of Pacific graduate, received his orthodontics training at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and is listed in the top 100 Invisalign providers in the nation. Dr. Tyre says there's something exciting about being a baseball fan and something exciting about helping people maintain good-looking, healthy teeth. Dr. Mike Tyre reminds you, if you can't go out and see the JetHawks play, hear the games on AM 1340 KTPI AM.
It's another year of baseball, and Waste Management of the Antelope Valley is excited to participate. Waste Management reminds you to recycle your materials at home and business. It's never too late to start recycling. Let's work together to uphold the mission of keeping AV clean. Remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. It's the only way. For more information, visit www.keepingavclean.com and go JetHawks!
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please hang up.
Having a hard time connecting with someone who cares? Try the Boys Town National Hotline at 1-800-448-3000. They'll be there to help you when you need it the most, 24 hours a day. They'll even pay for the call. Simply call 1-800-448-3000.
Boys Town National Hotline, how can I help?
Time furnished by the Office of National Drug Control Policy.
Well, we'll move along here to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 4-4 tie. The JetHawks, who have won back-to-back games on the road with the win last night. And going all the way back to the winning the final game of the series at Lake Elsinore about 10 days ago. And the guy, of course, after snapping a 4-game road losing streak, as Johnson leads it off for the Quakes. The first pitch swung on and missed. The next pitch to Ben is inside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch from Mock popped up. Schindewolf right at the cut of the grass, now backs up a couple of steps and makes the play. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. So with 1 out, here's Balthazar Lopez. Lopez has flown out and singled 1 for 2. Mock ready, comes home. The first pitch to Lopez inside. Ball 1. In that Angel win today in Boston, Garrett Anderson came within a triple of hitting for the cycle. On this day, way back in 1951, Gus Bell did hit for a cycle. Did it for the Pirates in a game in Philadelphia as the Bucks beat the Phillies 12-4. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lopez. Mock comes right back with the 1-1 pitch inside again, ball 2. Gus Bell, of course, is the father of Buddy Bell, who was just hired as the Kansas City Royal manager, and David Bell is his son, or his grandson, and they, of course, both have played the majors. Lopez drives 1 toward right center. Cook coming over and makes the catch. Jeff almost overran that ball, had to reach back behind him at the last minute and be able to make the play. So 2 outs. Now here is Anderson Rosario, who's 0 for 2. On this date in 1964, Sandy Koufax threw his 3rd career no-hitter. He beat the Phillies by a score of 3-0. First pitch to Rosario on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Curt Flood had his errorless streak snapped at 227 games on this date in 1967. It encompassed a string of 568 chances when he dropped a fly ball in a game against the Cubs at Busch Stadium. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. They ask, no swing, says the first base umpire Shane Alexander, and it's 1-2. Remember when Don Drysdale had that long string of consecutive scoreless innings? The 1-2 pitch from Mock hit foul. Stays at 1-2. On this date in 1968, Drysdale threw his 6th consecutive shutout game and beating the Pirates 5-0. The 1-2 pitch high, and he evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Inside, runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. New York Met pitcher Jerry Koosman, in his rookie season on this date in 1968, struck out 7 straight hitters. As Rosario goes down on cue, swinging and missing and striking out. Koosman beat the Cubs that day 2-0. Here in the Rancho Cucamonga, Garrett Mock sets the side down in order as he gets Rosario to strike out. It's the 3rd time tonight in the 6 innings that he has set the side down 1-2-3. So we'll go to the 7th, even. JetHawks 4, the Quakes 4 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
For over half a century, Burns Pharmacy has served the Antelope Valley with so much more than the average pharmacy. Burns has a full line of home health care products, surgical dressings, canes, crutches, wheelchairs, scooters, and hospital beds. And Burns offers specialized services like custom compounded prescriptions and fittings for medical compression stockings. A knowledgeable, experienced staff awaits your health care questions 6 days a week at Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. A pharmacy you can trust. Burns Pharmacy.
I'm Jim Sorley, and this is a 1965 FJ45 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Toyota's reputation for building tough and dependable SUVs goes way back. In Jim McSorley's case, 40 years back.
200,000 miles, and I've used it in rock crawling championships and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and the thing still drives beautifully.
For 2005, that reputation continues in the stylish RAV4 and smooth-riding Highlander, powerful 4Runner, 8-passenger Sequoia, and luxurious Land Cruiser. Yes, all 05 Toyota SUVs come with that same legendary reputation.
You could beat the living crap out of them, and they just take it.
Own a Toyota SUV, and you'll have your own story to tell. Actual mileage case history. Your mileage may vary. Follow owner's manual for proper vehicle care and maintenance.
We make it easy, easy on you.
Toyota durability at your Toyota dealer. Now that's moving you forward.
Through 6 innings, 4 runs on 9 hits and an error for the Quakes. The JetHawks 4 runs on only 2 hits. They also have an error here tonight. We'll go to the 7th. Eric Schindewolf leads it off as the JetHawks start from the top of the order. And the third pitcher of the night used by Rancho Cucamonga is David Austin, who now comes in. First pitch to Schindewolf, didn't mean to, hits a little looper at the third baseman Brown for the out. So Schindewolf tried to check his swing, couldn't, and popped up to the third baseman. That's 1 out. And now here is Danny Richar. Danny is 0 for 2, reached on an error, flew out, and sacrificed. So Austin ready and comes home. The first pitch to Richard over for a strike. David Austin, 6'1", 185 from Coconut Creek, Florida. 15th round pick of the Angels a couple of years ago. Hopper toward Morales. Kendry has that on 2 hops, carries it to the bag, and there's 2 outs. So 2 up, 2 down. Now here is Miguel Montero. Austin in his 21st appearance of the year, which would make him tied for the #1 spot as far as appearances on the club with Bob Zimmerman, who also has appeared in 21. Pitch home to Montero, hit foul, and it's 0-1. He is 2-1 with a 1.38 earned run average, and Austin actually has 3 saves on the year. He has given up only 5 earned runs in 32 innings of work. The 0-1 to Montero, swung on and missed. And it's 0-2. So Miguel at the plate. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2. Montero, who right now would not have extended his streak of reaching in 30 consecutive games. He was hit by a pitch, but that doesn't count. Pitch swung on and missed. Gets away from Wilson, who slips and falls going back to the screen, and Montero's going to reach. Strikeout, wild pitch. So Montero's 0 for 2 officially, has been hit by a pitch twice. And now here is Chris Carter. Down to the JetHawks bullpen. We told you they wanted to get Jesus Silva an inning. Well, Silva throwing down in the pen. First pitch to Carter. Right through the wickets of Wilson. Into second base goes Montero. That's a pass ball. And it puts Montero at second base. So 1 ball and no strikes on Carter, with Montero now in scoring position. Chris with 3 RBIs tonight, has 47 on the year. And the 1-0. Breaking ball on the corner. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This would be a good spot to pick up one right here. Austin sets at the letters, looks back at Montero, the 1-1 pitch inside. Down around the shoe tops of Carter, and it's 2 balls and a strike. On this date in 1974, it was 10-cent beer night in Cleveland. And the Indian fans drank their fair share of beer and got a little unruly. 2-1 pitch to Carter, swung on and missed. It's 2-2. They ended up having to forfeit the game to the Rangers after unruly fans in the game is called when as the game was called tied at 5. The home plate umpire Nestor Shilak called the game off. As the pitch is swung on and missed, Wilson knocks it down out in front of the plate, retires Carter at first base, and the JetHawks leave Montero out on the bases. No runs, no hits, and one man left. JetHawks still with only 2 hits through 6.5 innings tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 4. JetHawks and the Quakes on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
California Dairy Distributors bring you Altadena Dairy products, the best in the valley, delivered fresh to your neighborhood stores. Look for the finest premium brand ice cream products, novelties, and milk, pure, wholesome, and good. Guaranteed by farmers to be RBST free. Check with your neighborhood store. If they're not carrying Altadena products, call the California Dairy Distributors at 1-800-600-3164 for the location nearest you. Doesn't a tall glass of ice-cold milk sound good? California Dairy Distributors, proud sponsor of the Lancaster JetHawks.
Figure out why you're not sleeping well? Maybe the trouble is in your bed. Conventional mattresses create pressure points that make you toss and turn. But now there's a bed guaranteed to give you a better night's sleep. It's the Tempur-Pedic Swedish mattress. The Tempur-Pedic mattress reduces the pressure points that make you toss and turn. So get a great night's sleep guaranteed. Call Tempur-Pedic now for a free video and sample at 1-800-942-1122. That's 1-800-942-1122.
When you've got your health, you've got everything, which is why I look for new ways to protect mine. This is Larry King, here to introduce the advanced protection of Ester E, a new vitamin E from the makers of Ester C. Ester E's breakthrough form protects its antioxidant strength until my body is ready to use it. So do what I do. Take new Ester E. Are you getting advanced protection from your vitamin E?
And now, look for new Ester E where fine vitamins are sold.
Final game of the series here tomorrow, a 2:15 first pitch. John Castellanos for the JetHawks against Rich Thompson for the Quakes. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th, the JetHawks will go to the bullpen. Jesus Silva comes in to pitch. Silva, who probably will work an inning just to get a little bit of work because he hasn't pitched now for 6 days. As it'll be the top of the order due up here for Rancho. Finally, Stacia due up, followed by Brandon Wood and Kendrys Morales. Silva, who is into his first relief appearance out of the bullpen this year for the JetHawks. First pitch hit on the ground to Richar. Flips it across, throws high, but Carter stays on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Brandon Wood. Silva, 2-0. An ERA of over 10. Remember, he got roughed up in his last outing against the High Desert Mavericks, but ended up taking a no decision in that game. And for Silva, he beat the Quakes in that as part of that 4-game sweep up at Clear Channel Stadium last week, because the first pitch to Brandon Wood is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A 4-4 tie, bottom 7 here at the epicenter. The 1-0. It's foul. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wood, who was 0 for 7 in the series. Remember, he had a stretch where he was 0 for 16 with a walk just after the last time JetHawks were here. Hit the ball in the air toward right center. Playable, Simon and Cook. And it's Simon comes over and kind of bailed out at the last minute as Cook called him off. As Brandon goes sliding on his chest, but Cook ends up with the baseball. It's an F9, but probably one more of the interesting F9s you'll ever see. And now here's Kendrys Morales with a couple of hits today. He's also struck out. He's 2 for 3. And the first pitch is low, ball 1. On this date in 1998, the Cleveland Indians went public. Morales drives one toward left center. That's in for a hit. Simon over to get it. Morales with a big turn will stay at first base with his third hit of the game. So Morales 3 for 4 and has 5 hits in the series. Morales is 5 for 8 in these 2 games against the JetHawks. And now here is Matt Brown with 2 outs. In going public, they sold 4 million shares of common stock at $15 apiece and raised some $60 million, making the Indians the first publicly traded Major League Baseball club as the pitches swung on and missed. Remember, the Green Bay Packers are not traded on the open market, but they are owned by the city and the citizenry of Green Bay. So 1 pitch to Brown, hit foul back to the screen. Now he's in the hole 0-2. On this date in 2003, the Angels' Jeff DeVannen became the 4th player to have 3 consecutive multi-home run games. You know who the other 3 were? Here's the 0-2. Hit in the air, foul off the first base side. It's 0-2. Lee May did it, big first baseman for Cincinnati back in 1969. Frank Thomas did it in 1962 for the Mets. And Gus Zernial did it in 1951 as a member of the A's. Silva ready, the 0-2 pitch. Didn't mean to swing, rolls it up toward Carter at first. Chris will carry it to the bag, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit for Morales, his 3rd of the game, but they leave Kendry out on the bases. The Quakes have left 6 men on base tonight, and we're still even through 7. We'll go to the 8th. JetHawks 4, Quakes 4 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Hello, Best Western.
Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for, my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest list register in advance and quantities are limited.
Coors Light wants to know, what do you want to know? Today's question comes from Josh.
Yeah, Coors Light is always talking about cold, but what's the difference if the beer's going to end up at the store at room temperature anyway?
Josh, the cold hard fact is there is a difference because only Coors Light stays cold from brewing to shipping. And when beer starts out that cold, it ends up refreshing.
That's cold whack for shizzle.
Cold whack for shizzle. Indeed, Josh. Drink Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Great news, JetHawks fans! First City Credit Union is open to everyone in the Antelope Valley. Enjoy free checking, great loan and deposit rates, and friendly credit union service. And for a limited time, on approval of credit, you'll get $100 when First City refinances your car loan of $8,000 or more from any other lender. Call 877-673-6868 or visit their Lancaster branch on West Avenue K at the Target Center. First City Credit Union, Antelope Valley's Credit Union. 877-673-6868. Deposits federally insured.
Well, we're done with 7, and we're still even. 4-4 as we go to the 8th. And it'll be Jay Garthwaite to lead it off for the JetHawks, followed by Jeff Cook and Edgar Varela do it here for the JetHawks in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Jay, over for a strike, and it's 0-1. David Austin stays out there for Rancho. Nobody throwing in the JetHawks pen, so Silva may come out and work another inning. The 0-1. This is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year on this date, in the game at Turner Field, Julio Franco hit a grand slam home run. Pitch inside to Garthwaite, 2-1. And in doing so, Franco became the oldest player in baseball to hit a grand slam home run. He was 45 years of age. Fastball on the corner for a strike, and it's 2-2 to Garthwaite. hit in the first inning, and it led the Braves over the Phillies that night, 8-4. 2-2 pitch on the way to Jay is down low, runs the count full. It's 3-2 on Garthwaite to lead off here in the 8th inning. The JetHawks can get the leadoff man on here to start the 8th, and the pitch is hit foul back to the screen. They have had the leadoff man on only twice tonight in the 7 innings. And remember, the JetHawks right now have a season-low 2 hits for the game through 7 innings. That's it. 4 runs on 2 hits. 3-2 pitch to Garthwaite. Swung on and missed. Chased a high fastball. You get that heater up in some people's eyes, they just can't lay off of it. Second strikeout for David Austin. And that is the 7th JetHawk hitter to go down on strikes tonight. Now here is Jeff Cook. First pitch to Jeff is rolled back up the middle. Base hit to center field. So that's hit number 3 for the JetHawks. Their first since the 5th inning, and with 1 out here in the top of the 8th, it brings up Edgar Varela. For the JetHawks, they came into the game tonight with the fewest number of strikeouts for the offensive side of any team in the league. As Varela hits the pitch foul off of the third base side, and it's 0-1. Coming into the game tonight, they had struck out 336 times. In the 56 games, that's an average of 6 a game. And as we said, they have 7 so far tonight. 0-1 the count on Varela. And the pitch home from Austin misses down low. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 the count on Edgar Varela, the third baseman for the JetHawks. Austin out of the stretch, looks back over at first at Cook. Varela tired of waiting, asks for and gets timeout. Austin, who was born in St. Petersburg, still makes his home in Florida and played at the University of South Florida. His college ball was taken by the Angels. He goes to first base. Back to the bag is Cook. Was taken by the Angels in the 15th round of the 2003 draft. This year's draft comes up on Tuesday, and of course the Diamondbacks have the number 1 pick overall. 1-1 pitch popped up. First base side. Coming over to have a look is Wilson. That's going to be back in the stands. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Edgar's 0 for 3. He has popped up, grounded out, and struck out. And Varela, who has hit in 7 straight, up there with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Austin's 1-2. It's driven toward left center. That's going to get in. That's going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Cook flying around third, being waved in. He will score on a double by Varela, and the JetHawks regain the lead. Varela splits the left center field gap. Cook scores all the way from first on the double, and the JetHawks lead 5-4. So a good piece of hitting by Varela on a 1-2 pitch. Takes it the other way and doubles home the run. For the first time tonight, the JetHawks have more than a 1 hit in an inning. And now here's Brian Rose, and the first pitch to Rosie, breaking pitch for a strike. And in doing so, Varela also able to extend the hitting streak to a season-high 8 games. Now here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. So the JetHawks trying to pick up another win against Rancho Cucamonga. They've beaten them 8 out of 12 already this year. As a pitch on the corner. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. They'll play 25 times this year. And last year, of course, they played a total of 27 times. And the JetHawks beat them 20 of the 27. The 1-2. Outside, gets away. There goes Varela for third. Wilson will not hazard a throw. And it's a wild pitch. So the wild pitch by Austin puts Varela at third now with 1 out. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count on Brian Rose, who will try to pick up the run. So Rosie with the infield up now, and the 2-2 pitch. It's hit right back through the middle, base hit. Varela will score to make it 6-4. So Brian just puts one in play when the infield up. Once he got past Austin, it was into center field. RBI single for Rose. And the JetHawks now leading 6-4. Now here comes Eric Bennett, the pitching coach for Rancho Cucamonga, out to the mound once again. Remember the JetHawks, this is game 2 of a 9-game road trip. And Lancaster will be back home starting on the 14th of June against Bakersfield for 3 games, and 3 games over Father's Day weekend with Visalia. It's Burt Rattan bobblehead night coming up on Friday the 17th, sponsored by AMR. Hey, Burt Rattan, of course, you're going to want one of the bobbleheads of an aerospace pioneer from the Antelope Valley with a remarkable likeness as well. And you'll get those on the 17th. And on June 18th, the Saturday night is Military Appreciation Night, with thunder sticks given away to the first 1,500 fans and fireworks after the game. As the pitch to Brandon Simon hit foul off the third base side, and it's 0-1. Thunder stick giveaway sponsored by Walmart. And, of course, Aero Military Appreciation Night sponsored by our friends at the Aerotech News. The 0-1. Hit right back toward the pitcher, Austin. He goes to second, and the ball dropped by Wood. And safe at second base is Brian Rose. Simon will reach on a fielder's choice. Be an error involved someplace. Error on the pitcher, Austin. Second error of the game, charged to Rancho Cucamonga. So everybody's safe. And the JetHawks already with 2 runs home here in the inning, and with 1 out, now it's back to the top of the order, and Eric Schindewolf. First pitch home to Eric. Takes a strike. Schindewolf walked in the 5th, his minor league leading 50th of the year. He's also hit by a pitch tonight, popped up and struck out. Right-hander throwing now in the pin for Rancho. And the pitch to Schindewolf in the dirt again. Knocked down by Wilson. No advancement by Rose at second base. And down in the bullpen, Bob Zimmerman. He gets up and starts to throw. Zimmerman, the 6'5" right-hander from St. Louis. Austin ready again. Looks back at Rose, the 1-1 pitch. Little roller up along first, foul. And it's now 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Schindewolf back up to the plate. As Austin comes set, looks back at Rose again, the 1-2 pitch. Roller toward the hole. Wood plugs the hole, goes to second, gets one there on Simon, and that's all they'll get. Close play at second base. Simon with a good clean slide, made sure Stacia couldn't even hazard a throw back to first. Simon out 6-4 on the forced play, and there's runners at the corners and Danny Richar at the plate. So there's 2 outs. Richar tonight reached on an error, sacrifice. He's also flown out and grounded out. That's 0 for 3. And up there now in a big spot. Get the JetHawks another run with a hit. And the pitch is pulled to right. Base hit. Rose will score. As getting the ball back in is Johnson. And it's now 7-4. And the JetHawks have scored 3 times here in the 8th inning. So Richar singles on the first pitch to drive in the run. As Rose comes home to spike the plate, and on his way out to the mound is the manager, Ty Boykin, for the Quakes. That means a pitching change. As they'll go to the right-hander in the pin, Bob Zimmerman on his way in. We'll take a timeout. Back to Rancho after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
The best value, just around the corner. Penny Saver.
The Penny Saver, California's best read publication, knows that traffic is always an issue in Southern California, and that's hard on you and your car. And if it's time for a new or pre-owned car, there's no better place to buy or sell than Penny Saver's Car Mart section. And now you can search online at pennysaverusa.com for one of the greatest selections of quality pre-owned cars from local dealers. Look into Penny Saver for great local values on auto services, featuring everything from insurance to oil changes, tires to smog checks, and tune-ups to transmissions. It's all in the Penny Saver. The Penny Saver, where the best values are just around the corner, and pennysaverusa.com, where the best values are just a click away.
The best value, just around the corner. Penny Saver.
Check Penny Saver's Car Mart section today.
American Medical Response is a proud sponsor of JetHawks baseball. Each year, they strive to show their support in this great community through several different projects. Their service vision of patient-focused, customer-centered, and caregiver-inspired clearly states their intent to be the leader in ambulance transportation. Thanks to the hundreds of AMR employees who day in and day out help maintain the safety of all citizens in the Antelope Valley. American Medical Response, Antelope Valley's ambulance company. Now, Bob Zimmerman comes in. When he got up, the game was tied. And needs to get some work as the Quakes, who have lost 9 in a row. So you don't use your closer much in those situations. So need to get Zimmerman some work as he comes in trailing 7-4 here with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Runners at first and second, and Miguel Montero at the plate for the JetHawks. Montero, who was 0 for 2 officially, has been hit by pitches twice and struck out twice. And the first pitch to Miguel outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. For Zimmerman, it's his 22nd appearance. He's 2-6 with 6 saves and a 5.16 ERA. JetHawks have seen Zimmerman already 3 times this year. They beat him once. The 1-0. Misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. In fact, Zimmerman has given up 3 earned runs in 3 innings of work against the JetHawks this year and has an ERA of 9. In fact, Lancaster is hitting .333 against him. Zimmerman ready again. And the 2-0 pitch to Montero. Half swing. Miguel goes too far, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike on the JetHawk catcher. 2 outs here in the 8th. Lancaster has scored 3 times on 4 hits here in the inning. Now the 2-1 pitch. Slice foul down toward the Quakes bullpen. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Miguel. So 2-2. Schindewolf back to a second base. Richar back to first. Down in Lake Elsinore, the Storm got a run. I should say the Sixers got a run in the top of the 7th and now lead that game 6-5. Zimmerman's ready. Looks back at Schindewolf. The 2-2 pitch to Montero is inside. Ball 3. Runs the count full, so everybody will be away. Schindewolf will get an early start from second, as will Richar from first. As Zimmerman ready. Sets on the mound. Looks back at second. The runners go. 3-2. Fouled away as Montero hits that ball off the third base side and out toward the softball fields. And it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bevy of activity around the outside of the epicenter tonight. And earlier this afternoon, a couple of soccer games going on. Looked like there were some softball games earlier today. And Montero back up there now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Zimmerman ready. The runners go again, 3-2. The pitch again hit foul back into the screen. So Montero, who at the start of play tonight was tied for the minor league lead in hits with 80. A kid by the name of Matt Miller, who plays in Asheville in the South Atlantic League, also had 80. Andy Green, former JetHawk, with 70 hits at the start of play today, playing in Tucson at AAA. Ready again. Now the 3-2 pitch again from Zimmerman. Swung on and fouled. That got a piece of the home plate umpire. So the home plate umpire, Jeremy Barb, caught that one around the elbow. No padding around the elbow. Now he's looking at the forearm and looks down at his forearm and sees an imprint of Joe Gallardi's signature backwards in his arm. So the count stays full, 3-2. Now to buy a little time, he gets a new load of baseballs from the ball boy here at the epicenter. And the JetHawks runners go back. Schindewolf back to second. Richar back to first. And Montero ready to go as he climbs back in again. Here comes Zimmerman's 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Montero walks to load the bases, and the JetHawks have the bases loaded for the 4th time tonight. As the 9th man to hit here in the inning is Chris Carter. Of the 4 times the JetHawks have had the bases loaded, as Carter comes up, this will be the 3rd time he gets to swing with the bases full tonight. In the 1st inning, he doubled home 2. In the 5th, he had a scoring fly ball. And here in the 8th, he takes the first pitch from Zimmerman over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So with 4 more RBIs with the bases loaded this year, or 3 more, I should say, as Carter takes that pitch inside. A little breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris with 7. Now make it 10 RBIs this year when hitting in bases loaded situations. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. When this inning started, it was a 4-4 tie, and the JetHawks had only 2 hits in the game. As it stands right now, the JetHawks are up 7-4, and they have 6 hits in the game. They've scored 3 times on 4 hits plus an error in the inning. As Carter going to squib one out in front of home plate. Wilson out to get it, throws the first in time for the out, and the JetHawks leave the bases loaded for the 2nd time tonight. However, they get 3 in the inning on 4 hits. There was 1 Quake error, and they leave the bases full. We'll go bottom 8. JetHawks up 7-4 on the Lancaster JetHawks radio network.
Once there was a book that told everyone where to find everything. The SBC Yellow Pages. Everyone but one sports fan who used a different book.
Shady McShaderson's Sports Memorabilia Barn. Ooh, that sounds all right.
But when he went there...
Wow, it's a real barn, huh?
Watch where you step. Remember, sports fans, with more ads and up-to-date listings, no other book is more complete than the SBC Yellow Pages, life's most used book. And visit us online at smartpages.com.
Nobody sells more homes in Antelope Valley than RE/MAX All-Pro. When you're ready to sell your home, don't settle for anything less than the best. RE/MAX All-Pro. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. RE/MAX All-Pro with offices both in Lancaster and Palmdale. For more information on the Valley's top-selling team, visit their website at www.remaxallpro.com.
Stock Building Supply is the nation's largest supplier of building materials for the professional and is open to the public. So, whether you're a contractor looking for a one-stop supplier or a discerning homeowner that wants to purchase the very same products that the pros use, Stock Building Supply's got the solution. Stock carries the very best in lumber, power tools, window and doors that add beauty and efficiency to your new home or remodel, along with thousands of other products to fill your every construction need. Stock has 15 locations conveniently located throughout Southern California. Visit the Palmdale location at 39531 North 15th Street East or call them at 661-267-2322. You can also learn all about Stock Building Supply by visiting their website at stocksupply.com. Give them a call, 661-267-2322. That's 661-267-2322.
Well, Jesus Silva now becomes the pitcher of record for the JetHawks. It'll be a no decision tonight for Garrett Mock. And Matt Pauley leads it off as we go here to the bottom of the eighth. And Silva's first pitch misses inside. Mock went 6 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Take that back, 3 earned. As the next pitch to Pauley, swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. But a no decision for Mock, and he will be 4-4 again in his next start. Next pitch is pushed inside third and down the line. Garthwaite has to go get it over in the bullpen. Pauley to second, and the leadoff double against Silva. And that ball went down the left field line. Miguel Montero instantly popped out of the dugout and headed down toward the bullpen. So we're going to get a couple of guys up, it would appear. It'll be Ruben Curbs, the left-hander, who will get up, as Bobby Wilson will come to the plate. And also getting up down there is Ryan Coffin, the right-hander. So here is Bobby Wilson with 1 hit and 3 at-bats tonight. The first pitch from Silva for a strike. In the only relief appearance that Silva made last year, he picked up a save in a game here at Rancho. The only time he worked out of the bullpen was on the day that JetHawks played a doubleheader here a year ago. It was a pitch that Wilson swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. And Jesus picked up a save in game 2 of the doubleheader. So no balls and 2 strikes. Jesus ready again. Looks back at second. The 0-2 pitch. Hit along the right field side. Foul down toward the JetHawks bullpen. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. So Lake Elsinore is losing. High Desert winning. And the JetHawks, as long as they take care of their own business, everybody else can't catch them. The 0-2 in the dirt. Knocked down by Rose. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a new pitcher here for Silva. A new ball, rather, for Silva. With a 1-2 count. Quakes would need to get one more man on base to be able to bring what would be the potential tying run to the plate. As Silva ready again, and the 1-2 pitch popped up Right around second, Schindewolf on the skin portion of the infield makes the catch. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. And to bring up Ben Johnson. And we told you that Gus Zernial was one of the 3 men who had multi-home run games in 3 straight games. One of the 4 players to do it. I was talking with Quakes broadcaster Jason Anaforian, who was from Fresno and did some work with the Fresno Grizzlies before coming down here to Rancho Cucamonga a couple of years ago. And he worked with Gus Zernial as a breaking ball for a strike to Ben Johnson, 0-1. And he told me something I didn't know. On the 4th day, Zernial had 1 home run in a game and just missed hitting another as the pitch is hit foul. And it's 0-2. If he would have done that, he would have been the only man ever to have multi-home runs in 4 straight games. No balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. As Silva looks back at second, Richar retreats to his position. The pitch is strike 3 called. Inside corner at the knees. Johnson goes down looking for the second out. First strikeout tonight for Silva. And here's Baltazar Lopez. Garrett Mock struck out 3 while he was in there tonight. That's just the 4th Quake hitter to go down on strikes here this evening. Last night they had 6. And the first pitch to Lopez, look out, that's rifled foul into the stands over on the third base side. It's 0-1. Curbs and Coffin still throwing in the pen for the JetHawks. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Over 6,000 tonight here to see it. Post-game fireworks here at the Epicenter. As the pitch high, 1 ball and 1 strike. That would be over 11,000. In fact, almost 12,000 in the first 2 games of the series. It's gotten very quiet here, though, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-1. Low again. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. John Castellanos tomorrow for the JetHawks. Looking to win back-to-back starts for just the 2nd time this year. As he'll go to the mound in the 2:15 game tomorrow afternoon that'll wrap up the series. And the 2-1 pitch. Over for a strike, and it's 2-2. It also wraps up a string of 27 straight games for the JetHawks without an off day. And then the JetHawks have Monday off and then head north. For the final 12 games of the year, they'll play 6 against Bakersfield and 6 against Visalia between now and the end of the first half. 2-2 pitch. Inside, runs the count full, 3-2 on Lopez. So here is Baltazar Lopez with a 3-2 count. He hit .314 a year ago in Cedar Rapids. And struggling here this year, hitting less than 200, and the pitch is down low, ball 4. So Lopez walks with 2 outs. And I'll bring up Anderson Rosario. Twice tonight, Rosario has made the last out of an inning. Time called. Here comes Jeff Pico out to the mound. Remember, they have Curbs and Coffin down in the bullpen. Pico doesn't normally make the pitching changes, so it's doubtful that he will make it here as he goes to the mound to come out and talk with Jesus Silva. Remember, fans, every time the JetHawks play a home game and a JetHawks player hits a grand slam, then everyone in attendance at that game will receive a free Grand Slam breakfast at all participating Antelope Valley Denny's locations. Offer good for 30 days following the date of the game. Denny's, we're cooking now. Pico back to the dugout. And now here is Rosario as he comes up representing the tying run. 0 for 3 tonight, struck out. He's also lined out and grounded out. And the first pitch from Silva, swung on and missed. Good fastball from Jesus. And it's 0-1. Paulie away from second, Lopez from first. The 0-1 pitch is low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to get Rosario to hit one on the ground. Got a couple of hits last night, and they were both just little bloops over the infield. One of them drove in a run. The 1-1 pitch. Chopper towards third. Ferreira can't make the play. Their bases are loaded. They'll score a hit. Valera was playing deep and really had one chance to make the play and couldn't come up with it cleanly. It's a hit for Rosario. 12th hit of the game for the Quakes, the second here in the inning. Now the bases are loaded and back to the top of the order in Hanley Station. Station reached on an error, singled, and grounded out twice. Tying runs are on base for the Quakes, and the first pitch to Station. Inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Station kind of threw the hands up and skipped out of the way like he's trying to get out of the way a pitch was going to hit him. Wasn't all that far in, and it was called a strike, and it was 0-1. The 0-1 pitch rolled foul. It's 0-2. Stacia's up for just the second time this year since the short time that he's been with Rancho. With the bases loaded, he's 0 for 1. And the Quakes this year hitting .273 as a team with the bases full. Brandon Wood waits on deck. Silva trying to get rid of Station, get out of the inning. The 0-2. Hit foul at home plate. Ow, that got Stacia down around the ankle. And he ends up in a heap just outside the batter's box. And now the trainer, Brian Reneker, is going to come out and take a look at him. As he's, looks like he got it on the right ankle or top of the foot. As Reneker, I'm going to step over on this side to kind of block our vision a little bit, but we'll work on the foot. Remember, Howie Kendrick, their great second baseman here in Rancho, continues on the disabled list. Had a strained oblique muscle and is getting closer to coming back, but still not quite ready. As Stacia gets to his feet, gets a round of applause from the folks here. And it looks like he'll stay in the game, and it's still 0-2. Paulie at third, Lopez at second, Rosario at first. JetHawks up 7-4. No balls and 2 strikes. As Silva will lean in and get the sign from Rose. He'll work out of the stretch with 2 outs and the bases full. And the 0-2 pitch. Little roller back towards Silva. He'll go to first. He threw it high and threw it down the left field line. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here comes Rosario. The game is tied. The throwing error by Silva on the ball hit about 20 feet out in front of home plate. He threw it over Carter's head and down the line. Three unearned runs score and tie the game at 7. And now here comes Bill Plummer, but it may be too late. As Silva uncorks a throw over Chris Carter's head at first base. And by the time Jeff Cook could get it back in, everybody running, of course, with 2 outs. Rosario scored all the way from first base, and we're tied at 7. New pitcher coming in for the JetHawks. We'll take a timeout. Tell you about him after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
For more than 84 years, McMahon's Furniture Stores have been serving the West. At McMahon's, you'll find a store full of famous name brands: Lazy Boy, Berkline, Simmons, Serta, RCA, Toshiba, Sharp, Pioneer, and JVC, Frigidaire, and Maytag, all at guaranteed low prices. Even your satisfaction is guaranteed. Like it or return it within 30 days. Important reasons to make McMahon's your first stop for home furnishings. McMahon's Furniture Store, 10th Street West at Avenue K4 in Lancaster.
Dr. Mike Tyre with Orthodontist Office in Lancaster and Tehachapi invites you to go out and see the Lancaster JetHawks play ball this summer. Dr. Tyre, a University of Pacific graduate, received his orthodontics training at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and is listed in the top 100 Invisalign providers in the nation. Dr. Tyre says there's something exciting about being a baseball fan and something exciting about helping people maintain good-looking, healthy teeth. Dr. Mike Tyre reminds you, if you can't go out and see the JetHawks play, hear the games on AM 1340 KTPI AM.
It's another year of baseball, and Waste Management of the Antelope Valley is excited to participate. Waste Management reminds you to recycle your materials at home and business. It's never too late to start recycling. Let's work together to uphold the mission of keeping AV clean. Remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. It's the only way. For more information, visit www.keepingavclean.com and go JetHawks!
Well, the Quakes rather have 3 runs here in the inning, none of them earned. Now the go-ahead run is at second base, and Brandon Wood at the plate, and Ryan Coffin comes in out of the bullpen for the JetHawks here with 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. First pitch to Wood, over for a strike, and it's 0-1. For Coffin, 4-0 in his 22nd appearance, a 4.66 ERA with a save. And ready again, looks back at Stacia. The next pitch is hit in the air toward left center. Simon on the run and makes the catch. No, he dropped it. He dropped it, and the run is in. The Quakes have a lead. It's 8-7. Simon was there. He slowed down to make the catch and dropped the ball. What appears to be back-to-back errors, and the Quakes have a lead. They've scored 4 times here in the inning. Wood, who was hitless on the night, and Simon, he's there. He just dropped the ball. And the run was in. And now here's Kendrys Morales. Morales rolls one up along first. Carter will field, carry it to the bag, and the inning is over. But the Quakes score 4 times and take a lead. All the runs are unearned, and we'll go to the 9th, and the JetHawks trail for the first time in the game. After 8, Quakes 8. JetHawks 7 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
I'm Jim McSorley, and this is a 1965 FJ45 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Toyota's reputation for building tough and dependable SUVs goes way back. In Jim McSorley's case, 40 years back.
200,000 miles, and I've used it in rock crawling championships and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and the thing still drives beautifully.
For 2005, that reputation continues in the stylish RAV4 and fluid-riding Highlander, powerful 4Runner, 8-passenger Sequoia, and luxurious Land Cruiser. Yes, all 05 Toyota SUVs come with that same legendary reputation.
You could beat the living crap out of them, and they just take it.
Own a Toyota SUV, and you'll have your own story to tell. Actual mileage case history. Your mileage may vary. Follow owner's manual for proper vehicle care and maintenance.
We make it easy, easy on you.
Toyota durability at your Toyota dealer. Now that's moving you forward.
Great news, JetHawks fans! First City Credit Union is open to everyone in the Antelope Valley. Enjoy free checking, great loan and deposit rates, and friendly credit union service. And for a limited time, on approval of credit, you'll get $100 when First City refinances your car loan of $8,000 or more from any other lender. Call 877-673-6868 or visit their Lancaster branch on West Avenue K at the Target Center. First City Credit Union, Antelope Valley's Credit Union. 877-673-6868. Deposits federally insured.
now all of a sudden the JetHawks are playing for their life here in the ninth inning. With the Quakes leading 8-7, and Bob Zimmerman now looking for 3 outs to pick up a win. As we're ready to go, there's playing some commercial on the video board here. And the home plate umpire, Jeremy Barb, turns around and tells him to turn it off, and Jay Garthwaite will lead it off. First pitch to Garthwaite, slow roller towards short. Wood charges, fields, throws, and gets him. So 1 out, Garthwaite grounds out, and now here is Jeff Cook. So the Quakes get 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th, all unearned on 2 hits and 2 errors. And now Jesus Silva stands to be the loser in the game, unless the JetHawks can come up with some offense here with only 2 outs left. First pitch to Cook, misses high and away, ball 1. Zimmerman's 1-0 pitch. Outside again, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Zimmerman doesn't want to put the tying run on base, but he falls behind 3-0 as the 2-0 pitch again, high and away. So Zimmerman falls behind. Edgar Varela waits on deck. The 3-0 pitch to Cook, he missed with 4 in a row, all of them in the same basic location, high and away. So Zimmerman walks the tying run on base. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning in Lake Elsinore. It's still Inland Empire leading 6-5. And now here is Edgar Varela. Varela looked like he was going to be a hero about 20 minutes ago as he doubled the left center on a 1-2 pitch to put the tying run over, as Jeff Cook scored on his double with 2 outs. JetHawks went on to score 2 more times in the top of the 8th inning, but now trail 8-7 as the Quakes came back with 4 in the bottom of the inning. And the first pitch to Varela missed outside, so Wilson carries the ball back out to the mound again. One ball and no strikes. Zimmerman working out of the stretch, the 1-0. Again misses outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Just in case there's a bottom of the 9th inning, Dustin Glantz starts to throw in the pen for Lancaster. Pitch to Varela, hit foul, and it's now 2-1. Finally got a pitch out over the plate, and Varela hit it foul. Brian Rose, one of the only 2 right-handed hitters in the lineup tonight for manager Bill Plummer, waits on deck. Two balls and a strike on Varela. You pitch home to Edgar is pulled foul. Well, Zimmerman hung that ball in the inside half, and Edgar turned on it, but hit it foul. Down into the, up above the JetHawks bullpen. Down along the right field line, and it's 2-2. Not only hung it, but it was an off-speed pitch. So Varela was really out in front of it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zimmerman ready again. Looks back at Cook to 2-2. Grounded again, foul. Past Alex Frazier, standing there at the coach's box at first base. Alex leaves tomorrow to go see the doctor over in Phoenix to see if he's going to have surgery on that left wrist. There are a couple of small tears in there, and if they opt for surgery, he'll be done for the year. Two balls and 2 strikes. Zimmerman ready. Here's the 2-2 to Valera. Swung on and missed. took something off it. Edgar was out in front of it and struck out. That's 2 outs. Now here's Brian Rose with the JetHawks down to their last out here tonight. There's a couple of games you can look back on and say, well, the JetHawks really gave one away. And this would certainly be one. If they end up losing this one, the first pitch to Rose is down low, ball 1. Brandon Simon would be next if Rosie can extend the inning. Next pitch from Zimmerman. Popped up. This should do it. Brown in foul territory. JetHawks give up 4 unearned runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Quakes come back and win it by the final score of 8-7. And for Rancho, it snaps a 9-game losing streak. And depending on what happens in Lake Elsinore, the JetHawks either may or may not be in first place when the sun comes up tomorrow. Back to the final totals, winning and losing pitchers. Quakes win at 8-7 on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Hello, Best Western.
Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest list register in advance and quantities are limited.
Coors Light wants to know, what do you want to know? Today's question comes from Josh.
Yeah, Coors Light is always talking about cold, but what's the difference if the beer's going to end up at the store at room temperature anyway?
Josh, the cold hard fact is there is a difference because only Coors Light stays cold from brewing to shipping. And when beer starts out that cold, it ends up refreshing.
That's cold whack for shizzle.
Cold whack for shizzle. Indeed, Josh. Drink Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Now, Mrs. Johnson, before we close on your mortgage loan, I want to make sure you remember Mike.
Hi, you can trust me. I'm African American, just like you.
So, here's the low monthly payments and interest rates we promised, and here's where they triple.
The rest of this stuff is just here to make sure that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
What a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us at 866-222-FAIR and protect yourself with the facts. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Fair Housing Alliance and the Ad Council.
Well, 2 errors in the bottom of the 8th inning leads to 4 unearned runs. The Quakes come from behind, beat the JetHawks 8-7, and in the process snap a 9-game losing streak with the win here tonight. Final totals for the Quakes to win it: 8 runs on 12 hits. They commit 2 errors. For the JetHawks, 7 runs on 6 hits. They have 3 errors in the game. Bob Zimmerman, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Quakes, ends up winning it as he came in to get the last out in the 8th inning for Rancho. Then was in there with all the offense came his way. He is now 3-6 on the year. Jesus Silva, the loser, in relief. Even though that all those runs in the 8th inning were unearned, he gave up 3 of them, and he suffers the loss. He's now 2-1 on the year. Post-game fireworks show getting underway here in Rancho. 6,156 here to see it tonight. Time of the game, 2 hours and 53 minutes. So the JetHawks now 31-26. The Quakes go to 22-33, and more importantly, snap a 9-game losing streak. This is Dan Hubbard speaking from the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga, inviting you to stay tuned for the post-game show. It's on the way next on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
JetHawks Baseball has been brought to you in part by Toyota and the Southern California Toyota dealers with a complete line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. By Best Western Hotels. When you hit the road, call 1-800-WESTERN and ask for the baseball rate and save on rooms in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. By Stock Building Supply in Palmdale, the world's largest supplier of building supplies to the professionals and the public. And by RE/MAX All Pro. Nobody sells more homes in the Antelope Valley than RE/MAX All Pro. Now, stay tuned for the JetHawks postgame show coming up next on Magic 1340 and the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Coors Coors Light wants to know, what do you want to know? Today's question comes from Josh.
Yeah, Coors Light is always talking about cold, but what's the difference if the beer's going to end up at the store at room temperature anyway?
Josh, the cold hard fact is there is a difference because only Coors Light stays cold from brewing to shipping. And when beer starts out that cold, it ends up refreshing.
That's cold whack for shizzle.
Cold whack for shizzle. Indeed, Josh. Drink Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hello, Best Western.
Yeah, hi, I'd like to book a room.
For how long, sir?
161 days.
Wow.
Yeah, don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
I understand.
They're not for me, though. They're for, my son.
I'm sure they are, sir.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. Get up to 25% off your stay and a free limited edition bobblehead. A different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guest list register in advance and quantities are limited.
The Penny Saver, California's best read publication, knows that traffic is always an issue in Southern California, and that's hard on you and your car. And if it's time for a new or pre-owned car, there's no better place to buy or sell than Penny Saver's Car Mart section. And now you can search online at pennysaverusa.com for one of the greatest selections of quality pre-owned cars from local dealers. Look in the Penny Saver for great local values on auto services, featuring everything from insurance to oil changes, tires to smog checks, and tune-ups to transmissions. It's all in the Penny Saver. The Penny Saver, where the best values are just around the corner, and pennysaverusa.com, where the best values are just a click away.
The best value are just around the corner. Penny Saver.
Check Penny Saver's Car Mart section today.
This is the Lancaster JetHawks postgame. Stay tuned for a review of the just completed JetHawks game, a check of the scoreboard, and the selection of the star of the game on the JetHawks postgame show.
Welcome back to Rancho Cucamonga as the fireworks show continues. And for the fans, the show got started a little bit early as the Quakes able to push across 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, come from behind, and beat the JetHawks tonight by the final score of 8-7. Garrett Mock started tonight for the JetHawks. He went 6th. He gave up 4 runs, 3 earned on a total of 9 hits. Didn't figure in the final outcome of the game, as the JetHawks got in 3 runs in the first inning. And in the first inning tonight, it was Eric Schindewolf who was hit by a pitch. Danny Richar reached on an error. Miguel Montero was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Chris Carter doubled home 2 runs, and a wild pitch scored Montero, and the JetHawks led 3-0 after the top of the first. The Quakes came right back with 2 runs of their own in the bottom of the first inning. Kendrys Morales singled home a run, and Matt Pauley later in the inning singled home the other run, and it was 3-2. It stayed that way for a while, so the JetHawks finally got another run in the top of the 5th. Leadoff man Brandon Simon singled. After a walk and a sacrifice and a hit batter, Montero was hit for the second time tonight. Loaded the bases for the JetHawks again. And then it was Chris Carter who lifted a scoring fly ball to right field to score Simon, and it made it 4-2. The Quakes, however, came right back in the bottom of the inning and scored twice to tie the game. Hanley Stacia singled. Kendrys Morales singled his second hit of the game. Matt Brown singled in a run with Morales going to third, and then Pauley picked up the run with a scoring fly ball, and we were tied at 4 after 5 innings. It stayed 4-4 into the 8th. That's when the JetHawks again sent 9 men to the plate. They scored 3 times in the inning. Singles by Jeff Cook, a double by Edgar Vroh to score the run, an RBI single by Brian Rose. And then later on in the inning, Danny Richar singled home a run with the infield up. The JetHawks led 7-4 going to the bottom of the 8th inning. With Jesus Silva still on in relief in his second inning of work, he gave up a leadoff double to Matt Pauley just inside third. Bobby Wilson popped up. Ben Johnson then struck out. A walk to Baltazar Lopez. Anderson Rosario then singled. It was then Hanley Stacia up there with the bases loaded and squibbed one out in front of home plate. Silva came down to get it, and in the process, wound up and threw a ball over Chris Carter's head at first base down into the right field corner, and it cleared the bases, and we were tied at 7-7. The next man up, Brandon Woods, sliced one to left center field. Simon came over, and on the warning track, Simon was there, pulled up to make the catch and dropped the ball. That allowed Stacia to score, and the winning run was over, and the Quakes ended up winning it by the final score of 8-7. The JetHawks, who have committed only one error in the last 5 games, commit 3 errors tonight, 2 in the bottom of the 8th, and it ends up costing them a ball game as they lose 8-7. Bob Zimmerman in relief got the win. He's now 3-6. Jesus Silva takes the loss. His first of the year. He is 2-1. We'll come back and look at the scoreboard after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
I'm Jim Sorley, and this is a 1965 FJ45 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Toyota's reputation for building tough and dependable SUVs goes way back. In Jim McSorley's case, 40 years back.
200,000 miles, and I've used it in rock crawling championships and all kinds of other crazy stuff, and the thing still drives beautifully.
For 2005, that reputation continues in the stylish RAV4 and smooth-riding Highlander, powerful 4Runner, 8-passenger Sequoia, and luxurious Land Cruiser. Yes, all 05 Toyota SUVs come with that same legendary reputation.
You could beat the living crap out of them, and they just take it.
Own a Toyota SUV, and you'll have your own story to tell. Actual mileage case history. Your mileage may vary. Follow owner's manual for proper vehicle care and maintenance.
We make it easy, easy on you.
Toyota durability at your Toyota dealer. Now that's moving you forward.
Stock Building Supply is the nation's largest supplier of building materials for the professional and is open to the public. So, whether you're a contractor looking for a one-stop supplier or a discerning homeowner that wants to purchase the very same products that the pros use, Stock Building Supplies got the solutions. Stock carries the very best in lumber, power tools, window and doors that add beauty and efficiency to your new home or remodel, along with thousands of other products to fill your every construction need. Stock has 15 locations conveniently located throughout Southern California. Visit the Palmdale location at 39531 North 15th Street East or call them at 661-267-2322. You can also learn all about Stock Building Supply by visiting their website at stopsupply.com. Give them a call, 661-267-2322. That's 661-267-2322.
Once there was a book that told everyone where to find everything. The SBC Yellow Pages. Everyone but one sports fan who used a different book.
Shady McShaderson's Sports Memorabilia Barn. Ooh, that sounds all right.
But when he went there...
Wow, it's a real barn, huh?
Watch where you step. Remember, sports fans, with more ads and up-to-date listings, no other book is more complete than the SBC Yellow Pages, life's most used book. And visit us online at smartpages.com.
Tonight, elsewhere around the California League, Bakersfield playing at Stockton. The Blaze get 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning and tie the game. It's tied 7-7 as they go bottom 9 at Banner Island Ballpark. Another weird finish in Lake Elsinore tonight. The Storm scored 3 times in the bottom of the 8th inning to go up 8-6, only to see Inland Empire come back and get 2 of their own in the top of the 9th. They're now playing bottom 9, tied at 8. At the Diamond in Lake Elsinore. Brian LaHare, Eric Monson, and Fernando Valenzuela Jr. with home runs in that game. It's a final in High Desert. The Mavericks, who scored 8 runs in the second inning, led 9-0 after 2, went on to beat Modesto 15-5. Dusty Hughes, the winner, he goes to 4-5. Marcy with 2 home runs tonight for Modesto. Kime, Kehui, Levansky, and Powell with home runs for the Mavericks. They're playing in, they're going to go to extra innings now in Visalia. The Oaks came back, got a run in the 8th, a run in the 9th, and they're done, tied after 9 at Recreation Park. It's the Giants 10, Visalia 10, as they head to the 10th inning at Recreation Park. And, of course, here at the Epicenter, the Quakes get 4 unearned runs, the bottom of the 8th, come from behind, beat the JetHawks 8-7. Back to wrap it up from Rancho after this on the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.
Hey fans, capture special moments both on and off the field with the new Sprint PCS Vision phone with a built-in camera. Right now you can save up to $150 instantly on select phone models, plus you'll get 2 months of Sprint PCS Vision service for free. Lancaster JetHawks fans, bring your ticket stub into any local Sprint store and save an extra $30 when you activate a new line of service.
Limited time offer valid with a new line of service and 2-year agreement subject to credit activation, termination, other terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. See Sprint store for details.
Sprint PCS is the official wireless partner of the Lancaster JetHawks.
You know, everyone deserves a second chance. That's why we keep asking you to recycle your beverage containers. Yeah, it's not always convenient, and it's real easy to make up excuses. But the next time you reach for a bottle that's recyclable, just ask yourself, how will it end up in the recycling bin? Well, the plastic bottle, I'm thinking right now, jump shot. Please recycle your beverage containers because it's not trash. Sponsored by the City of Lancaster and funded by a grant from the California Department of Conservation.
When you hear about brand spanking used cars, you're hearing about the pre-owned vehicles that look, drive, and feel brand spanking new. From Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, every one of their Chrysler certified used cars goes through a grueling 125-point inspection, so you save a bundle on a nearly new factory certified Dodge, Chrysler, or Jeep, and drive away confident you've got the cream of the crop from the only dealership still selling cars in the Antelope Valley for over 60 years. Hunter Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep in the Lancaster Auto Mall.
Coming up tomorrow, the final game of the series in Game 3 of the 9-game road trip for the JetHawks. And tomorrow, John Castellanos will go to the mound. Castellanos, who is 3-0, looking for his back-to-back win for the second time this year, will go to the mound against Rich Thompson for the Quakes. We'll be on the air with the Burns Pharmacy pregame show starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. First pitch from the Epicenter is 2:15 tomorrow. So that'll wrap it up for tonight, and we will talk to you tomorrow from here at Rancho Cucamonga. Tonight, the Quakes get 4 unearned runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, come from behind, and beat the JetHawks by the final score of 8-7. From the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga, this is Dan Hubbard wishing you a very pleasant good night.
Thanks for joining us for tonight's broadcast of exciting Lancaster JetHawks baseball. Join us all season long on Magic 1340 and the Lancaster JetHawks Radio Network.